Well, that was a pensive sounding okay, but I'll go with it. Welcome to Generic Fantasy Adventures Season 2, Episode 5. The intro where we try to drag Rad back into watching the show, but are totally unsuccessful. Speaking of which, Rad, congratulations on Colorado. Apparently he's looking to move there, which is pretty interesting.
I didn't realize that Colorado was because of Rad.
Yeah, Colorado was because of Rad. Absolutely. That's the order of operations.
Well, then he should be congratulated for Colorado, definitely.
It's Colorado. Yeah.
Today
it's a beautiful
I learned
state.
that
He's done well.
Texans sell pickles in the movie theater.
What?
In Texas, you can buy pickles on a stick like a hot dog or a corn dog in the movie theater. And they think it's weird that the rest of us 49 states don't do it, or that the rest of the world hasn't gotten behind this road. I'm wondering how they handle the juice, man.
Yeah, that's going to get everywhere.
If you're sitting in a comfortable theater chair with a slight recline and crunching into a juicy pickle, sorry, James, that's a gherkin for
those. I know what a pickle is. Okay.
I know you know what a pickle is, but I have to take every shot I can at the English language.
Yeah, I don't really call it gherkin. I call it pickle here as well, to be honest.
In Australia, yeah, it's a British thing.
Gherkin is a British thing. That's right. Yeah, man.
I think gherkin is also super popular in India for some reason. But
probably the British once again, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, not everything's the British, just curry. They've definitely revolutionized the curry game for sure.
So can I just quickly ask, I assume you have cinemas there where you can get food delivered to you in the cinema?
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, so we have that here, but what I always find is they ask you, like, at what point, at the start of the film, middle of the film, end of the film, do you want things, and do you want, like, this at the start of the film and then this at the end of the film, and whatever you tell them, they just completely ignore and deliver it. Like, I've asked for things in like the back third of the film, and they bring it out while the initial trailer, the trailers are still running at the very start.
I'll be honest, haven't had that happen. My people are pretty good at it, but there's only really one movie theater brand in America that does it, and it's Alamo Drafthouse. Ironically, another Texan invention, one that isn't disgusting. What happened last time on this show?
Words.
You did a job. The job paid poorly. You found some dead people. You buried them poorly. You acquired some herbs. And
we buried them better than they were buried previously.
Yeah, we used pickaxes and prayers, so I feel like we did a really good job.
Well, the gods disagree, and it's their divine judgment that really matters in this case, but okay. Listen, the dice are the true masters here, all right? You made some inquiries, made some new friends, including Walker, or as he's known in Elvish, Long Walker the Brewmaster, and you inquired with Emmons, a priest of the Imperial Gods, about finding a confidant Castellan to join you. After paying him something equivalent to a retainer, he agreed to begin looking for people on your behalf, and then began praying for the power of sending. You accepted a new job to attend a duel, and you have all just walked into the office of Baron Cedric, Seedrik. Bearded, I need you to make a roll. This is insight.
Yes, his mouth is already lying.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You have adopted kids. You continuously offload whatever non-drinking money you have on orphans. You are aware that this 13-year-old young man is definitely someone in need of parents, because whether it's simply the shabby state of his dress, or the fact that he seems desperate for attention here in his own office and place of power, something gives away to you the fact that this kid's parents are definitely dead.
Gotcha.
Cedric looks at all of you and says, well, please sit down. I'm Baron Cedric. Which one of you is taking this job?
I sit down and just kind of give him like a half wave. Needs me.
Okay, that's extremely respectful. I apologize. It's that kind of behavior that got me into this to begin with.
Understood. My name is Godric Deepbottom.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Sir Godric, I am in a bit of a problem. The Viscountess called me recently on several sarcastic and what she is calling mouthy comments that I have made. She challenged me to a duel, and I think it's unusual for a grown adult to be challenging a 13-year-old, but then she brought out her champion, and I think that I am going to require your services.
What? So you've seen this champion. What exactly am I going to be walking into?
Well, would you like to take a walk down to the training hall?
Sure.
Okay,
We all
why don't
come?
you come with me? Oh, you're all invited.
Lovely.
And so he stands up. He gets like a little formal cape out, and then begins attaching it. So he's got like one side over here, and then like the cape draping over his right arm, and then he belts on a sword with the Cedric family crest, and begins a very awkward march back downstairs of the northern fort wall to the training room. It's pretty obvious, given that there's only two people in here, who the champion is. They're about 6.5 feet tall. I want to say that they look like they've come from a main character of an Assassin's Creed game. They are definitely wearing like white robes that are also interlaced with like leather padding, lots of straps. It looks like there are quite a few like gadgets and hidden weapons, but also every inch of their skin is covered. And they're wearing very soft but sturdy shoes. Probably the weirdest thing is that their hood almost covers their eyes, and then like it's either like a veil or maybe like a mask. To us, it would look a lot like if someone was wearing a balaclava or just like put stocking over their face for some reason to like hide their characteristics. Their eyes are glowing with blue light through this veil. And when you enter, they full on turn to look at you, Godric, and lock eyes with you while still performing a series of martial arts kata.
Yeah.
What also stands out to you, they have like a large knife in a sheath. It looks like the kind of sheath you would use for like a large kitchen knife that you would use for like chopping vegetables, rather than like a machete or like a long dagger. It's pretty weird. And it's also like dead center on this person's chest. Almost as if the sheath is meant to be a reinforcement of the armor there.
Hmm.
And you said that this guy was carrying that sword, or the other person?
The champion is carrying it.
Okay.
Well, good luck, Godric.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure
Cedric
you'll-
just says, well, what do you think? What do you assess of his capabilities? Can you defeat him? Or should I hire someone else?
Can I roll like a perception?
I
Or
would like
insight?
you to roll
Arcana.
strength. Just roll strength to
Flat
assess
strength.
his strength. Yeah.
Okay. I'm good at strength, so hopefully this doesn't roll poorly. There we go. 19.
Hey.
In terms of martial skill, you are probably slightly better than your opponent.
Okay.
You are very hard to hit. You are very resilient. They seem, while taller than you and more physically imposing, they definitely seem frailer than you, but much, much faster and agile.
Interesting. Okay.
Also, their eyes just freak you out. That's not, yeah, that's not normal.
Yeah, glowing blue eyes through fabric is a little strange.
What are the terms of the challenge?
The terms of this particular duel? Well,
Yes.
it is to submission or death. the two champions will present themselves, and then they'll fight.
And what happens to either side what happens to the losing side?
Oh, the losing side will have to pay a forfeiture fee, and they will also be censured. And we've also put up a parcel of land.
Okay, so it's not like you're going to die if.
Oh,
I mean,
if I thought this myself, I would. Do you see that guy?
Yeah, I'm just asking whether your life is directly on the line.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty bad that, being censured is a big deal.
So what does that mean for you?
It means that I won't be able to speak in upcoming council meetings. All right? It would be a shame on my family's honor. It's huge.
What did you say to her that made her so angry? What did she accuse you of saying?
Sorry, who are you?
Tanira?
Let's just pass over that part. Is that truly important to this employment?
These are my compatriots, my party members.
Yes, I gathered that.
Yes, and their questions are valid.
I understand that you believe that. However, I don't think it plays any part into our contractual obligation. I am looking for a duelist.
I have won duels in the past.
I would love to offer you a job.
I would love to know what you said to make this lady angry that she summoned some ghostly blue-eyed martial artist.
I don't think he seems very real to me.
I mean, the eyes thing is very unnatural.
I assume it's just magic.
Mm-hmm. So the terms of this duel are
one-on-one, no outside interference.
Okay. Every fighter is allowed to use their full capabilities.
Of course.
Is it strictly fists?
No, full capabilities.
Okay.
Is there a way I can figure out if the glowing eyes is actually magic or something?
Yeah, there is.
Magic.
You would roll an Arcana check.
It was going to be that. I just didn't want to say.
But you asked you literally straight up asked if it was magical.
Hey!
What do you want from me?
Hey!
Yes, these glowing eyes are, in fact, an indication of magical.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know
maybe
which
even
kind
extra planar.
Okay. Do I know what kind of magic?
Like an ASMR or something?
You don't know what kind of magic.
Okay.
Just that it is magic.
I'll lean over to Godric's ear and just be like, yeah, this is magical in some type of way.
Based on this martial artist's dress, is there any kind of history or information?
Yeah, absolutely. Make a history check.
Okay.
I'll assist if I can.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Just try to pool our knowledge together.
Yeah, I could tell
Is
you.
the normal roll situational bonus? What do you?
No, you get advantage for having an assist.
Advantage.
Nice.
Oh, 25.
This is some deep level lore shit. All right. This is not the kind of stuff that you get in old wives' tales and stuff like that. This is like book learning and true tellings of ancient stories. You have heard of a ancient warrior race that plagued the plains. They began spreading out from their home plane to terrorize all other planes of existence. And then there was a uprising among their own people against them that was looking not for the chaos of war and blood and death, but for pure logic and order. They managed to blunt the offensive of their people's empire, but in the process scattered themselves to the winds. That order of monks travels the multiverse in solitude, looking for hidden artifacts, information, lost magics, in order to reclaim their empire from the horrifying witch queen who rules them. The name of this particular Monkin race, because they have it has been so long since they have departed from their original kin, they have essentially formed an entirely separate species, is the Githzerai. And you believe that this person may be a Githzerai psionicist. Based on their dress and their eyes, you believe that they may be a specialist not in martial combat, but in psychic powers.
Oh, they could be a psychometabolicist.
This isn't 3.5. Calm down.
Well, 2.5, 2.0. That's when they used to have all the ridiculous things.
Godric, there's freaky mind powers at work here. There is the chance that within your brain there will be turmoil and chaos, much like I whisper and damage the foe, but someone far more dedicated to those tricks than I am. So you may have the physical prowess, but there's something about this order of monks where they sharpen their minds.
You're telling me a fighter is better at fighting than a non-fighter? Okay.
Blasphemy.
Who would have thought?
All
right, what was the kid's name again? Cedric?
Cedric, yeah.
I'm like, okay, Cedric. Say I do accept this to fight this duel on your behalf. What are we talking about in terms of payment?
I believe we agreed on a specific amount already, yes, with the 3,000 Imperial gold pieces.
That was before I found out it was a one-on-one duel to the death.
I feel like the job was really upfront about this.
I don't think the thing said it was the posting listed it as a duel to the death.
All right.
Just that you need a duelist.
I'm not willing to renegotiate on this. 3,000 gold pieces is a lot of money, okay? You can't just take advantage of me because I'm a kid.
I mean, I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I don't want to be taken advantage of. If I die, I don't get 3,000 gold and I'm dead.
I mean, if you die, I still lose the 3,000 gold. It just gets paid to, your successors.
That doesn't help me.
I'm still risking something in this fight.
Yes, the ability not to speak. I will no longer be able to speak as well.
Permanently.
Permanent.
All right. I can tell that you aren't confident in your abilities here.
I'm fairly certain I can win this duel, but
no, don't worry about it. I'll handle this myself.
Okay.
We start walking away, or at least I do.
I mean, he starts walking away first, but it's that incredible slow walk of a 13-year-old signing his literal life away in a fit of rage and pride.
Putting a couple pennies and a half loaf of bread in his bag. Bye, Mom.
All right, so you're also walking away, but in order to do that, you have to walk away in the same direction he does to start with. And you're all much taller than Cedric because he's a child. So you just outpace. Well, okay, well maybe not.
I'm gonna look over to Gwenny and Kithrix, just be like, just stop the kid, and I want to go talk to this martial artist.
Okay, I will
see if he'll at least talk to me.
Zoom down. Good Baron Cedric. A moment of your time, please.
Yes, I knew you'd be back.
He isn't back, but there are other matters to discuss as well. How about the 3,000 plus you allow us to look at his clothing? Are you right-handed or left-handed first of all?
I'm right-handed.
You should wear the cloak the other way, first of all. Drape it over the left arm and have the right ready to go. Plus, we need to get you cleaned up a little bit. And I could teach you
Are you mothering me right now?
Yes, I am, because obviously, you've gotten yourself into this trouble, and we want to help you out. We really do.
Okay. He just starts crying.
Oh.
I gave him a hug.
I want to cut over to Godric.
I feel bad now.
You approach. First off, where's Kithrix and Sparky in this?
So I believe that. So Godric sent me and Gwynny over to deal with the kids. So I guess I'm standing by the kid as well at the moment.
It's
So,
Tanira?
I'm out.
Oh, you
I went
just
ahead of-
completely left the facility?
Yeah, this is not.
I think you
interesting
said
to
you
me
were
at all.
gonna, last episode, you said you were gonna go try to pick up some small jobs.
Yeah, just to
Okay.
kind of up my rank in the guild. Yeah.
Sure. Godric, this individual turns towards you and stops performing martial arts, and it says in your mind, "Welcome, challenger. Have you come to face me?"
I'm gonna say out loud that I can't speak into his mind, but it looks that way.
I hear you.
I want to like offer like to shake his hand, just like whatever the outcome. I hope we both remain honorable and
Before he shakes your hand, he says, "Are you accepting this job? Are you ready to duel?"
I need to let the child know that I'm accepting the duel, but I just wanted to talk to you beforehand.
Very well. I will shake your hand when the match begins.
All right, fair enough. And I'm really just trying to like size him up, just really get like more of a feel for him.
Make an insight check.
Real quick before I do this, I'm gonna give myself guidance as well.
What do you say?
I think my chant for guidance is sure as steel. Where is insight? Good lord. There it is.
Okay, man walks into a dueling ring. Goes to meet with his opponent, immediately casts a spell with no warning.
Well, we're not dueling yet. We've established that.
Hard to
I
read
got a
someone
10.
whose face you can't see and literal no part of their body you can attain.
Oh, all right. I'll just bow to him and start walking back to the kid.
You speak Draconic now, Kithrix?
I do.
This figure approaches Sparky and kneels down to be close to the ground level and begins speaking quietly in Draconic with Sparky.
I mean, I'm close to the ground level. Can I hear what they're saying?
Oh yeah, of course. It doesn't sound like he's really trying to prevent you from hearing, but he says, "Great Draconic Spirit, you have passed this way once more. I offer my thanks for all that you have done for all peoples." And Sparky's just like, "I am a great hero."
It's true. He is.
Indeed.
You know this guy, Sparky?
Sparky's just like, "No, I have never met this one before."
But you think you've met Sparky?
We know of the nameless one. The 11th.
The 11th. Of how many?
11. Well, 10, if you were be very technical about the legends. You could tell that this is deeply insulting to Sparky to imply that there are 10.
Yeah.
You're not really sure why, but
Sparky, do you want to maybe talk with this guy further when this is all said and done?
there is no need. You are dismissed. So, nods their hood, stands up, and makes ready. Fight. All right, so you catch Baron Cedric just bawling right now.
Oh, I wanted to ask the guy one more question before I get up to Cedric. In your culture, would it dishonor you if I offered you mercy at the end of the duel? Should I win? Or should
No,
I be in a position
I will
to-
accept your submission. I believe that in this land, I have been told that submission is a legitimate end to a duel.
Did he just turn that around on me and say that I was going to lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arcana check.
There's nothing magical about that statement.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I try to calm down Baron Cedric.
I mean, this kid's just balling. You're literally just like, you're wearing your cloak on the wrong side.
Your shit's all fucked up.
He's a mess, and I'm gonna fix him up here. I am gonna mother.
I can
Mother-
change him. I can
Mother's
make him
goose.
better.
Mother Goose is
Listen,
gonna
you're wearing a
discipline
very
this
nice
kid.
You're not as good
You
as
need to make sure
could
you
be.
unbutton it when you sit down, and then you button it back up when you stand up again.
Can I sing a soothing song? Can I perform?
Absolutely. Make a
A
performance check.
9. Not very well.
Not very
It's
good.
not a great song. He's still
Crying
crying.
children.
What do you
Yeah.
want to say to him, Godric, even though he's bawling?
I'm going to tell him, like, listen, I'll take the duel, but I have some questions. I'll take this job, but I have some more questions for you.
Okay.
This is dangerous, and I really do want to try to sweeten this for us a little bit. You have lands, titles, things like that. We have lands, and I believe we need some kind of trade. We need something to help us start generating a business. And I just want to know if you're able to
Facilitate that.
provide like a trade route, or
What's your
If-
local goods production? He says, well, also just trying to keep from shedding any more tears and laying any snot out.
right now, nothing. We've just acquired the land, and we're building.
What
We're
kind of
hoping to have,
resources can you exploit? Again, whole time sniffing.
At this point, I'm looking to Gwynny and Kithrix.
Forest
Like-
products.
I was gonna say I don't
I'm
want
just
to
gonna
just
say,
volunteer to chop down trees, but
I'm sure James could tell you more about contract negotiation, but going into the negotiation saying, can you do anything for us? We don't know what we have is not a good start.
start.
Yeah,
No,
get
it's
your
not.
legal aid going.
Yeah, I think,
He's also a 13-year-old. Like,
Who apparently
Based on
knows
the rate
about
of-
more about
if he-
economy than
yeah.
we do.
I think
I mean,
the
it's
most we
cool.
can, the most we expect is an agreement to have a conversation at a later point
down
when we've
the
actually got something to
Okay.
Sure.
yes.
negotiate.
I agree to that. Not as part of the duel, because that would require changing the contract, but as a gentleman's agreement between us.
Okay, I'll offer him my hand to shake.
He shakes your hand.
It's super
Okay.
snotty.
Oh, yeah, super snotty. Absolutely. So the Baron walks in and nods to the woman seated on the bench. And she says, very well, I suppose we're about to begin. Your opponent walks into the center of the room and holds out a hand for you.
I take his hand and I shake it.
Okay. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
A wild challenger appears.
Do I still get to add guidance to that?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Okay. So,
Guidance disappears
Is it
immediately
charisma?
after you use it the first time.
hey.
Godric disappears. The man turns to the Baron and says, you have lost. The Viscountess begins cackling. And this individual just walks out of the room.
What do you do? Banish me?
He plane shifted you.
So
Okay.
not dead.
Hold on a second.
I disagree. That wasn't a fight. That wasn't a duel.
That wasn't a fight. There was no agreement that you would start. He was going to shake your hand. He could have pulled out his sword and whacked you.
My
thought that you
agreement
would-
with him is that I would shake his hand after the duel started. We shook our hands, therefore the duel must have started.
Well, that just proves how dishonorable you and I guess your patron are then, because you've deliberately described it in such a way that he wouldn't understand what you were offering, and then you have inflicted this punishment upon him. Bring him back. I draw my bow.
He just says, I have followed the laws of this land to its particular use.
Bring
I
him
can
back.
send you-
I notch my bow.
It just says, I have no capability to bring him back. I can send you to him tomorrow.
I want to kill this guy. He's an ass.
All right, we're taking you into our custody while we sort this out with the local forces.
I will submit myself to local forces. I will not allow myself to be taken into your custody.
The terms of the duel are to either
Complete. They are complete.
No,
the duel
they are
is
not.
over.
No, they're
The
not.
terms of the duel are to fight to either one side
Submission or death.
submits or
Submission
is
or death.
death. He is not
I didn't hear
has
that
not
bell.
submitted, and he is not dead because you plane shifted him. Thus, you have violated the terms of
has
the
left
agreement,
the
which
dueling
means you
arena.
automatically lose. Sorry, Viscountess. You have.
I mean, the Viscountess
hired
is
a
sitting here
false champion.
cackling the whole time. The
Who
Baron
else,
says
who else is in the room, by the way?
it's just the Viscountess, the Baron, and the three. Well, the two of you and Sparky, I guess, and
All right.
this individual.
That's right. We all saw you cheat. We'll tell everybody about it. There's no one else to dispute it. You've one lord versus one champion, and then the three of us, including a dragon.
Make an intimidation check on the Viscountess.
I'm going to use my inspiration from last session.
What a great time to do it.
Right.
Yeah, still.
For a moment, she looks hesitant, but then she looks back at her champion, who nods at her, and she says, "I'm willing to tie this up in the course. Let's go to the justice." She stands up and she indicates for her champion to walk beside her, and then moves to exit.
Part of me just wants to fry the both with a lightning bolt, but that doesn't do good for.
Yeah, we're more than just murder hobos now. We're high-level murder hobos.
As the group of you exit, I'm gonna cut over to Bearded, to Nera.
But I want to say one other thing. Sorry, to Sparky. I want Sparky to rebuke this guy as well.
Oh, you want Sparky to rebuke him?
Yeah.
This guy's already insulted Sparky, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'll just say in Draconic, "I rebuke you. You have followed the letter of the law without the spirit of it, and have brought dishonor upon your people." And that definitely seems to have made way more of a dent than anything any of you have said. Tanira.
Yeah.
So there aren't a lot of jobs at your level right now beyond gathering herbs, but there is one to deliver important parcels personally and without interception or opening them. Basically private courier service through the Mercenaries Guild.
Gotcha. Does it say who it's for at all?
There are several parcels to be delivered. All of them say who they are for.
Not from who they're from.
Not from who they're from.
Are any of them high ranking, or is it just kind of mediocre parcel?
One of them appears to be addressed to the Blessed of the Canaan Star. It's meant to continue south as part of the job.
Perfect.
As a result of that particular package, the payment for the job is 100 gold pieces.
I will take that.
Normally the job would only pay about 5, but because this one requires long range travel.
Right. Expedited next day.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that one for sure.
I'm gonna need you to just make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
To transit through the city and deliver to everybody that isn't the Blessed of the Canaan Star, whoever that is.
Wisdom. There you are. Wisdom save.
I mean, you're a monk. Verticality is meaningless to you. Speed is everything. You quickly and stealthily deliver all of these packages, mostly without anyone even seeing you drop them off. And as a result, until you get the final one in, you will earn 100 gold pieces.
Perfect. Does it say how many points? Sorry, how many points I'm gonna get on my?
You don't get points.
How does that work? Do we
It's
just
where's
number
my
XP
successful
bar?
job completions?
Okay, got it. How many do I need?
Don't worry about it. It's an arcade
right.
system that the guild keeps track of.
Gotcha. So let me know.
Godric, you are surrounded by flames in every direction. There is a sea of magma around you. There are dancing flame elementals all around you going, "Woo! Look at the new me! Woo!" But they're saying it in a language you don't understand. You are outside the largest city that you have ever seen, with walls made of pure brass. There are minarets and spires, gold in every direction, enormously obese shopkeepers moving around outside the city trying to sell their wares to caravans made up of pure water or gusts of air which appear to be carrying sacks of gold. You see winged angels that are taking a midnight stroll through the flames next to demonic entities. And it's fucking hot, man. It's real hot. I need you to immediately make a Constitution saving throw because you are in armor.
Come on, saves. Go.
It's hot, but
Yeah.
you keep it together. Some of the flaming elementals are getting closer to you, and they're all doing like a what's the teacup game? Cuphead? Jughead? Cuphead. They're doing like a Cuphead style flame dance around you, going around you in circles in stop motion. You're in a weird nightmare world.
Welcome to the air fryer.
Yeah, right. If I see this like city, I'll just be like, "Excuse me," and try to walk past them and head towards the city.
Okay. They part to allow you to walk past them. You begin making your way. The line to enter the city seems to stretch impossibly into the distance. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of people waiting to get in here. But when you approach, a large, dark black, almost ebony spirit wearing like an Aladdin-style purple vest, and that's it. They're just like the bottom of their body is just made up of wispy smoke. Sees you approaching and goes, "Ah! A mortal! A dwarf, perhaps. You speak common?
Yes, sir.
You have been banished here, perhaps. Plane shifted, punished, exiled?
Tricked, I would say.
Well, you're in for a rough time, my friend. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the back of the line. The waiting time is 2 years.
Interesting.
Someone grabs you that's in the line and says, "Actually, he belongs with me. One of my lost ones."
Right. We got separated.
The person that you're with, they look like a elf, but not any elf that you've ever seen because their skin is purple and their eyes are entirely black except for white pupils.
Mm-hmm. I just go, yep, with him. Sure.
I bring the tidings of my god to your great city. I'm sure that you wouldn't want to upset her, would you? This is my traveling companion, and he looks you over and says, "Bodyguard. His name is Strongly. I forgot to add him on my paperwork. Let me amend it very quickly." The gate guard is clearly not amused, but when the paperwork is amended, a bag of gold coins is handed over as well. And he says, "Wow, very well, Mr. Strongly. Welcome to the city of brass." Your companion just goes, "Come with me quickly now, unless you want to be enslaved or otherwise used for your magical parts."
All right, I'll follow him along.
"Where you from? Prime material flame, friend?" And he snaps, and the carriage that he was with begins moving, although there are no horses pulling it. The carriage just moves.
Just comes along.
Very hastily. So in the early 90s...
I tell him I'm from generic fancy adventure.
You're from the prime material plane. In the early 90s, there was a guy who had luggage that would follow him while he was walking. I don't know if any of you remember that.
Yeah, I've
but
seen
it
that.
would like jerk along and then it would stop until it could detect his movement again. That's how this carriage works. It's like every once in a while it just stops moving and waits to detect where this person is walking again. And he says, well, you're a fool to have come here, but I can get you back to the prime material plane for a small price. You seem like you've got plenty of magic and probably plenty of money, so, you know, you're not on the run from anyone that's that I owe money to, right?
Nope, not on the run from anybody.
Okay, well, I don't suppose you'd actually like to be my bodyguard?
How much does it pay?
I don't. What's your going rate?
And also, how soon can we get back to the prime material plane?
Oh, I was thinking like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, well, you seem to be filled with consternation about that.
I was going to say, unfortunately, the person who sent me here needs to have his ass kicked really bad, so I kind of need to go and square that up first.
Okay, well, all right. Well, watch your head, and he goes into a like a bead curtain, but it seems like the taller you are, the taller the bead curtain becomes to match you, and if you're very short, the top of the bead curtain will hit you in the head. So you actually have to duck down, even though he, almost twice your height, walks through very easily.
Mm-hmm.
The owner here just really hates small people.
Great.
You enter, and it's a fire giant bar, or giants that are, the smallest of them are like 20 feet tall. But they have a separate second bar on the ground floor level for people who are smaller. And he pulls up and asks for 2 shakul coolies. And he goes, "You've never tasted anything like this, my friend. Pure magicules. Absolutely. The magic here is refreshing, literally refreshing. Otherwise, you'll die in a few hours. Your lungs will bake from the inside out."
Good to know.
Yeah, you're going to need one of these. And he taps an amulet on his chest. Protection from fire.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Or you can drink a couple of these. That's, you know what? It's on my tab. Let's call it a kicker for contract negotiations.
This feels very generous.
What can I say? I'm a generous guy.
Yeah, can I insight check this guy?
Absolutely.
Where are we? Skills, insight. Hey, it wasn't low. 17.
This guy will absolutely stab you in the back at the first opportunity he can get. You have willingly entered into a mysterious city, and you've essentially signed yourself away as part of his caravan. You think that there's maybe more going on here than what you see and what you know, and you're just getting a bad, uncomfortable feeling about his presence, as if he's always looking at you to figure out how much you're worth. I just want to be clear, though, he is much friendlier than everyone else who is also looking at you as if they're looking to see how much you're worth.
Right. But at least I know where I stand with them.
Yeah.
Did we leave all of our gold at the inn, or did some of us leave our gold at the inn?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And
So-
wasn't one of those people you?
Yep. So I am theoretically broke.
I feel like at your internal monologue that you're broke, we cut back to Kithtrix, Gwyneria, Sparky, the Viscountess, Baron Cedric, and the unnamed duelist standing in front of a magistrate judge who's just like, "Well, I see your points, but
Let me make my case. Let me make my case before you.
no, you already did make your case.
No, I haven't made my case. I haven't told you things I thought of in the walk over here.
All right, I will allow you to reiterate your second case.
Right.
Let's go."
So first off, I would state that until this matter is resolved, that there be a stay on the result of the duel, so that neither party is censured or needs to provide funds, because there is still the open matter of whether this duel was even legal or not.
Absolutely, injunction granted.
Yeah. Secondly, the duelist here seems to claim that even though the terms of the duel, which being submission or death, were not met, that our friend lost because he left the arena. I would ask the duelist, if he were banished back to his home plane, where would he arrive?
Do you mean if I myself was banished back to my home?
No. If Godric, wherever you sent him, was banished and therefore returned to his home plane, would he not return to exactly where he was?
He would
when he was
return
plane
to within 500 miles of anywhere within the prime material plane, I believe.
So he has not stepped anywhere in this plane except for in the circle. In fact, the only person who's left the dueling circle is yourself. If the terms of the agreement are that leaving the circle would imply that you've lost, then I would put it to you so that you've lost, because you left the circle with your opponent in the air, as far as I'm concerned.
The magistrate turns to look at him, and the individual, again, everything he's saying is purely telepathic, by the way. He says, I believe that my opponent was defeated by use of my spellcraft. He was removed from the circle. More importantly, he will almost certainly perish without my aid, without someone coming to rescue him. I contend
without
that
proof, there is no conclusion.
He has lost.
No, submission or death. He is neither submitted nor died.
I would
bring
point
us
that
proof
he
of
has
that.
left the arena, which was not part of our agreement, surely, but he is essentially dead.
This is a matter of semantics. So
it is
mostly dead.
So therefore, I would suggest that to the Countess and the Viscount, so the Viscountess and the Baron, that this will never be resolved, because we have a standing disagreement here between whether this has been resolved or not. And I'll also put it to you, good sir, that the 11th of 10 will curse your people until such time as you find a way to return our friend to this material plane.
Okay, that's a big claim.
Yeah, I know.
That's a huge claim. I would love for you to make a deception check on that one.
Okay, all right.
He will curse your people.
Yeah. I'm looking for
Sparky. Really, this is a huge stretch.
Yeah.
Let's see how flexible you are.
He's a ranger. He's plenty flexible.
Yeah, not very flexible.
Not that flexible.
Not flexible. That almost rolled over to a 20, though. Very impressive. Yeah. Don't worry, James. I know what it's like to take a big risk and then lose, and then lose again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going the fact that we don't have the ability. So regardless of the outcome of this trial, we don't have the ability to bring Godric back. So we need him to bring Godric back. And plane shift sends you to a random place on the term plane. So he can't even send us directly to Godric. He can only send us somewhere else randomly on wherever plane he sent Godric to.
All true.
Yeah. I don't have to convince him, though. I just need to convince the judge that he's lost.
So the judge looks like he's probably been into the wine a bit. It's not even noon yet, and he's just already drunk. He's like, you know what? It sounds as if, rather than following good traditional orcish dueling practices, the two of you conspired to get special magical champions and outsiders. Rather than fighting your own battles, you called in mercenaries and magicians, and now we've got this mess. I'm going to invalidate this duel. Neither of you get what you want. I'm going to require you to pay the Kingdom of Zivnavir a considerable fee of 500 gold pieces each for wasting this magistrate's time, and I'm going to order that, can you bring this man back? And the individual's just like, I can take people to him. I cannot personally bring him back. He's like, great. You do that or you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You're not even there. Sparky gets up on the judge's desk, looks at the monk and goes, I'm not going to curse your people, but only because I can't. Yet.
Can he take us directly to our friend? I don't think that's within the limits of his ability.
He can send you to the same plane as him, and the city of Brass is a plane that is its own plane. He'll send you somewhere in the city.
But if you do that,
this is not a great plan.
How do we get back?
A terrible plan.
The guy just goes, I don't know how you get back. That's your own business.
So can I ask something else? So the person that's being sent away is a Lord of Dragonhold, and is therefore capable of producing an income for our holding, for our lands. Without him, that income will be lost. So I submit then that until this man can return our friend, that he forfeit sum equal to a fair wage
For a lord.
for a lord of a keep.
What would
Otherwise-
you? Yeah, the judge is just like, do you have this paperwork to submit for the monthly net
Income of this
Income.
individual.
the net gross of this lord?
I will submit that once I'm able to.
What do his lands bring in? I'm curious. I've never heard of this dragon hold. Your paperwork. Can you bring it to me in order?
I'll have our aides prepare that and submit it, but I would like him to be detained by the city so that he doesn't leave until we have a chance to submit that paperwork.
I love that he currently makes $0, but you're going to detain this guy so he could pay $0 a day for every day Godric is in here.
Until we work out,
Yes, it's about the
until we work out a
inconvenience.
better solution than him just leaving.
I will allow you to make a persuasion check to have the judge be inclined to follow this for you to submit the paperwork at a
20, let's
later
go.
date.
Hey.
All right,
Thinking.
I just want to be very clear here. If you want to walk down this path, James, it's very funny, and I'm willing to let you. You better submit this paperwork without forgetting about it, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's definitely a stalling tactic to try and work out a way to deal with this guy before he just disappears.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get to work on it.
So
The
do we
monk-
know Godric's been sent to the city of Brass, by the way?
Yes. This guy
Okay.
tells you he sent him to the city of Brest because it was funny.
Okay.
Because it was
He
funny.
thought he would suffocate and die very easily from the heat because of his heavy armor. He sees you do that, Guinevere, and he's just like, this man agreed to a one-on-one battle. He was willing to kill me in the process.
He didn't think the battle had started. You knowingly twisted words to make him think he didn't think that your shaking hands was an attack.
He turns to the judge and just says, I am used to a cell, and I would rather be in one than have to listen to these two again. So the judge has a guard lead him away. Meanwhile, we cut back to Tanira.
I probably leave the Canaan Stars package for last.
Yeah.
And I'll deliver that.
You find 3 very upset-looking party members, including a morose dragon, exiting the northern fort wall.
Hey, Gwen, I got something for you.
What?
Yeah, it's for you. Thanks for giving me some brownie points with the guild, by the way.
Oh, you're most welcome. Okay, let me see.
I'll hand her the package.
It is a sealed letter.
Yeah.
When you open it out, it's got like vellum in it and just some few scrawled words in Elven.
Mm-hmm.
Dearest Guinevere, your mother has been kidnapped, and your father has gone after her to rescue. A horde of dragons descended upon the hidden valley and set aflame our home, and indeed most of my lands. I am charging you, as the leader of your hidden valley, to find your parents and return them at your earliest convenience, if you please.
So what happened to Godric? Did he win?
There was shenanigans and trickery and chicanery. At this matter, the duel is not settled.
The Gazeri cheated and plane shifted him to the plane of brass in the plane of the city of brass in the plane of fire.
What?
Most dishonorable.
Fuck. Well, that's not great. How do we get there?
So I need to sorry, AP.
Yeah.
Well, we can be sent there, but without a way to get back. So that means we would be on our own in order to try and get back, which I don't necessarily like. However, we also have another problem because dragons raided my home. My mother has been kidnapped. My father is off looking for her, but I fear that against a flight of dragons, they may need some help. We may.
So
Well,
all
to get
around, not a
Godric
good
back,
day.
we have to
Got
go
it.
and figure this out.
Yeah, and we also have our keep to think about. We have a
Yes.
bunch of stuff that we need to handle now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this isn't a vacation anymore.
Nope. It is a most detrimental situation that must be resolved and swiftly. But
Yeah.
how?
How do we prioritize? Yeah.
Godric has to be priority.
Godric is a
Yeah, I mean, we basically
Friend,
we need someone to plane shift us there. We need to find him, and then we need to plane shift back.
which will probably be more difficult with 4 people there than 3 with one person. So we have
Well,
to
I
think
mean,
about that as well.
the plane shift affects enough. One spell affects enough people. We could all go with one spell. We could all come back with one spell.
Okay.
But it's a very high level spell though.
Right, and would probably be more expensive with more people.
Maybe we could ask the Unspoken. The Unspoken seems to have some strange mastery of fire, and if the City of Brass is in the plane of fire, maybe, just maybe, there could be some advice.
Yeah.
Is Cedric still around us? Can we ask him if that's a thing that they can do?
Cedric?
Yeah,
I think he probably left.
Oh.
Fortunately, he won't be censured. He just has to pay $500 for pissing off a
And
judge.
not pay us 3,000. So he made out.
I mean, he still has to pay 3,000. The guild is holding on to. Holding on to the money for him. First off, he's not dead yet, but it'll be sent to his family.
Invalid.
Jesus, we'll come back for the second half in a few minutes. The duel is invalid. You can't just say the duel's invalid. You guys have been saying the duel's invalid the whole time.
If we shout it often enough, everyone will join.
Everyone will know. Yeah, we're gonna.
Normally I wouldn't say fast-growing trees are a thing, but a green dragon spirit inhabits the lands, which means that forests naturally regrow to be full of briery thickets. At an incredible, unnatural, literally well, some would say unnatural, some would say natural rate. Because anything a dragon does is by definition natural. Someone slaps the counter and goes, and that's when I said, "Holla, Jumina!" And everybody in the bar begins laughing. Your companion slaps his own thigh and says, "Drink, my friend, drink. You're going to need another one every hour, or you'll die, suffocating on your own baked lungs." So, let's talk about you. How'd you get here? Where are you going? And how do you think you're going to get back? I mean, again, I would love to offer you a job. I could use someone of your caliber. Are you cool? Like, are you cool? Like, how cool are you, man?
I'm gonna look at him and be like, before I even agree to anything, I need to
Yeah, you're not
some
cool.
way
I can
back.
tell. Just your answer tells me that you're not cool. All right. All right. What was your request again?
I need to find some way back.
Yeah,
How do
I
I
mean,
get back
I've
to
got
the-
a way back. There are ways here. I mean, there's plenty of people you could sell things to here. You could go into indentured service. You could sell your soul. You know, you look like you have some magical items here. Is this right? You could
Maybe.
trade them. Again, you could trade years of service. I mean, but for me, I'm offering you a straight up job, my man, to come back to the material plane with me.
I believe
I'm a big game hunter enthusiast. I need someone to hunt ancient, deadly monsters for me.
I'd say that that's what the bounty hunters guild does.
Yeah, they don't hunt the kind of things that I'm looking for. Okay?
What kind of things are you trying to hunt?
Ancient dragons, krakens, the spirit of the mountains, the largest goat. I just need some of their magical components. It's pretty normal, average request to ask of somebody who kills things for a living. I'm not saying you got to hunt all these things alone. I'm just looking for you to join a team. You know, I gather up individuals like you who
I'm like, okay, hold on.
kill things for
Before you
profit.
continue, you asked if I was cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the less I know, the more cool whatever deal you're gonna offer is gonna be. If you can provide me an address to send things to, any magical stuff I happen to come across, like any magical mythical beast parts.
I don't need just any. I've got a list of specific parts that I need.
Okay.
Listen, sometimes you get a carriage and you put whatever you want to into fixing it, a new suspension, some wheels, you know, a magical engine. You just get whatever you can grab. But sometimes you need that carriage that works perfectly correct. You know what I mean? You want all vintage parts. All right, I'm looking for the best.
Listen, we are beating around the bush. Tell me what you need, and then tell me if you can get me home. Make
a persuasion. He's already told you he can get you home for sure.
I don't believe him.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I can get you home. Prove it.
I mean, he got here, so.
I got here too. Doesn't mean I can get home.
Well, you've made an excellent point, technically.
14.
All right.
I saw I hit the one who was just about to facepalm.
You know what? I'll level with you, my man. Okay. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about dying?
I would rather not.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I would rather not. So I've decided I'm not going to. And what I'm doing is I'm gathering up the magical parts necessary to enact a ritual which will prevent me from dying.
Would I recognize this as like, or would Godric recognize this as he's probably trying to become a lich?
Make a religion check with advantage.
Religion. Oh, there it is. With advantage.
Yeah, you flat out already guessed. Yeah, he's putting together the parts to become a lich. For sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna play along. Okay, so how does you becoming not dead help me get home?
I bring you back to the prime material plane with me through the location I can get to. You work for me for money. I don't charge you for this transit, just to be clear. If you're coming back with me, you're going to be living it up down where I go. All right? It's a pretty cool place. I know a lot of cool people. We do a lot of freaky shit down there. If you're into that. If not, you can do whatever you gotta. I don't judge. I'm looking to experience all of existence forever. And that means keeping an open mind. You think I want to listen, look around. Do you think these people here like me? They could step on me.
I want to.
This is a city of slavers. They hate you more than they hate me, and that really takes a lot.
I want to size him up.
Okay.
How strong do I think this guy is?
He's super weak. He's definitely a wizard, 100%. I mean, he's. You haven't asked me what he looks like, but he's straight up carrying a chain spell book at his waist. Gotcha. And the only weapon he visibly has is some sort of like ritual crease dagger.
Okay.
You could crush this guy with a single hand very easily. Low hit point total.
Yeah.
And then take his cart.
Oh, well, then I was going to say take his pendant so I don't melt.
You're going to assassinate the man who got you into the city.
Yep.
Who bought you more than one drink, has offered you a job. You're going to kill him and take his magical equipment. You do what you got to survive. I'm just saying the gods will judge you at the end of days.
Godric does
Cool.
not have.
I'm going to
fixed
look at the
residence.
gods and be like, we already sussed out he was trying to become a lich and that he was definitely up to no good and that he was lying to my face, which is really unhonorable or dishonorable. So, I mean, and Godric's
Godric has
alignment
no
is
permanent
purely
residence here.
helpful neutral.
He's got no permanent residence here on the plane of fire. He's got no money, so he has to default to murder hobo. It's his only option.
Obviously.
No permanent residence. Amazing.
It's too hot to think, okay? These are the options he has.
He's drinking coolies. He's good for now. Artificially lowering his blood temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Yeah, I need to think. I'd say start a scene with someone else. I need to think
I
about
love the
this.
idea that you mutter to yourself, I need to think. And your patron here goes back into telling a joke to the fire giants as we cut back to the party, looking at a very shocked Wineria reading that her father is set off on a quest to go find her kidnapped mother. Let me be clear here, Wineria. You have no idea where your dad is. You have no idea where your mom is. The elven hidden valley that you live in is on the other side of the empire. It will take months on foot of travel to get there. This quest is way outside your capability to perform right now.
That's why Godric is the priority.
So
Yes.
let me throw another idea at you. So we need to go get Godric, which means we need to plane shift. And then to get back, we need to plane shift. And when we come back, we can go wherever we want, provided we know that location. So we can plane shift ourselves to the city of Brass, rescue Godric, and plane shift ourselves back to wherever your family is and sort that out
Look at
there.
that.
That would work, except the person casting planeship has to know.
Yeah.
Has to know the place.
The Gizzerai does not know the hidden valley.
We're not taking him. We're going to get scrolls.
Ah,
Yeah,
scroll
so-
of plane
yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need
So
to find a
you
price.
believe that there are 2 scrolls of plane shift readily available.
Not just that,
In
we
this
also
small town.
we also need 4 rings of fire resistance as well.
3.
And we're going to go back to the magistrate and say that this is, in order to get this person back, that's going to be the cost of it, which means that the person who is, so either gets there or goes to jail, or he pays the cost of the two scrolls and the 4 rings to bring our friend back.
I like this feisty Kithric, so I'm just going to let him do whatever he wants. Let her do whatever she wants.
Yeah. So we need to find these items first, or someone that can make them.
Well,
I
we
don't
know who
remember
can make the
AP.
rings, but how long is it going to take to make the rings?
Yeah, and AP, I don't know, how does it work with casting a spell from a scroll that's high level and you can cast in 5e?
You have to roll for it.
Okay.
You have to roll, I believe it's your spell casting stat. You have to roll 10 plus the level. So, it would be, you have to beat a 17. I
Yeah.
believe. That's just top
Right.
of my head. It's rough.
That's pretty rough.
In which case, we might, he might also need to pay for some backup scrolls as well. We'll have someone here that can at least.
I'm
cast
just going
a
to let you
spell
know,
for us.
it's since the target that you're speaking of has already indicated he can take you there, it's unlikely the magistrate will agree to any
No,
of this.
but I'll be telling the magistrate that the court has no idea whether he took us there or somewhere else.
That's
And
true.
he's already proven he's dishonorable by he's admitted
The
to
court
tricking
has
somebody
not
into.
agreed with that, though.
The court has agreed he didn't fight in the way that the York City fights, and they've been
That is
validated the thing based on that. So we have no reason to believe that he will send us to where he said he will, nor can the court verify that. So we're seeking a restitution in the form of money to do it ourselves.
Okay.
Lawyered.
Yeah. Otherwise, he can plane shift himself there, and then plane shift himself and Godric back the following day. But he's got to surrender something to the court so that he doesn't just disappear off another plane, never come back again.
I like that one.
I can't wait for you to make these arguments. And what's great is that your character is so uniquely skilled in persuasion to make them.
Well, that's why I need Guineria's help too.
Yeah. I'm just imagining
Ah,
Guineria
there it
writing
is.
all this down as he's saying it.
Yeah.
As she's saying it.
I'm like, okay, I got to put my letter away and I've got to make paperwork. So what do you need from paperwork? What does Godric bring to things that we need? I mean, we have the ownership document. That's step one. But
So we're not going to get what we need with the paperwork because we don't have an income to actually, to cause an injury. So, but what we can do is say, well, we have to be here for several days because we've already committed to some actions here. Then we've got to go back to our keep. Then we've got to pull together our accounts, and we can tell them it's going to be a long period of time because bureaucracy moves slowly. But that doesn't really get us any. We eventually come back and say, look, we've assessed it and we're not enforcing a cost. But I'd rather say to the court now, there is a fundamental cost to get him back, which is the cost of these scrolls and magic items to protect us.
Or
so we in our good graces, rather than going through the whole thing of spending a month pulling together all the data, we'll let him off from the cost of it, provided he covers the cost of
going to the plane and coming back.
Or if he can't afford it, the Viscountess, because she was the one that got us into this circumstance, and she's already forfeited funds to the city because of this.
I mean, if he can plane shift, then why not just have him plane shift there and plane shift back the next day? I feel like that's the quickest route to the end of
it. It's not, but we don't. But he could just leave and go wherever he wants. He can
right. But what if we had some sort of collateral from her?
Yeah, he would need to have
before he plane shifts. So like,
it depends how much he. Well, I mean, as I said, if he disappears, then she, as the person hires him, agrees to pay the fee that we set for these items.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly. Yeah.
We need quotes on spell scrolls and rings.
There is someone that makes rings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And fire-based items.
Let's go see him. But you should speak when you're here because I'm in a huff.
She's firing up right now. She's
Bless you.
fuming. And I'm just behind her like,
Tricks. Yes. I'm the customer.
Things are emotional. What do you want?
I have the pre-existing relationship. Let's go ask some questions. Maybe we can get some answers.
You're going to
the Unspoken.
You go to the Unspoken. Mm-hmm. As you approach the Unspoken, without turning, they say, "Your friend is in the city of brass. My master has seen it."
Yes, I knew you were the one that we should come and speak with.
So does he say his master has seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You look into his forge fire and you see, you're like, oh my God, what could be happening to Godric? You look into the fire and you see a ghostly image of Godric taking a shot. It looks perfectly fine.
Well, he's alive, but
well, at least we can prove to the court he's not dead.
Yes.
Boom, evidence.
The Unspoken immediately says, "I will submit nothing to the courts of this mortal realm, nor will my master be accountable to the fools."
No, you do not need to.
It's already on YouTube, don't worry.
Yes. What we must discuss, though, is you obviously have...
You wish your companion back.
Well, yes.
He's holding his hand up, and you can see the ring on it, and he says, "My master will offer him back for a price."
And what is the price?
And it looks like he's like staring at the ring, and you get the feeling that they're having a discussion right now, like telepathically. What do the three of you do while he just sits there and stares at the ring?
Sit there staring at him.
Okay.
I'm kicking the dirt because I'm fidgety. So
I'm gonna put my hand up against his hand.
I mean, right before you touch him, he brings his hand in and says,
I stopped Tanir from doing that.
"Do not touch me.
Don't be rude.
You have interrupted my connection."
I thought he was trying to high five.
No.
Puts his hand out and he holds his hand in the forge fire. "My master will bring back your companion for a later favor at an unspecified date, which will not exceed this particular action, nor will it require anything from you that you would not be willing to pay."
Morally, I have to be okay with what the request is. I am still on the side of good, even if, I don't always favor the law. It's obviously not working in our favor in this city.
I wonder if everybody becomes a murder hobo.
But yes, if morally it is not reprehensible, then this favor at a later date would definitely be quite acceptable.
"My master will make the agreement solely with you, Wineria of the Canaan Star."
Yes, and as the blessed of the Canaan Star, I would agree to that. so that our friend could be returned.
It is your wish to bring back Godric from the plane of fire, the city of brass.
Sounds a lot like a wish spell.
Does sound a lot like a wish spell.
I, Guneria Lastul, blessed of the Canid Star, do wish for my companion, Godric Deepbottom, to be returned to this city here on this plane, standing next to me immediately.
You see something standing next to the unspoken. It is a large, flaming elemental creature wearing a very familiar looking golden ring that says, "Your wish is granted. I will have mine." And he disappears. Godric, you're about to put down your third coolie in the last 15 minutes. You're feeling a little toasted. And then you were seated. So you just appear in midair next to Guineria at her height level, and then you fall in a stumble. Just like, collapse on the ground.
Got coolie all over yourself.
I'm just like looking around, wondering like, this has been a very disorienting day for Godric.
Just come up behind him and slap him in the back. Welcome back.
He's already learned he doesn't like flying the hard way, and now he's learned the hard way that he doesn't like planar travel.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
I have promised something for the future to get you back here. But I would gladly do it again, my friend.
Thank you,
what was done
Guineria.
to you was certainly...
I have two things. The first is on my oath that whatever you promised will not be yours alone to carry. I will do whatever I can in my power to help you pay back whatever you promised. The second,
The unspoken is literally like right next to your face right now, just nodding like, yeah, he did all the work here.
thank you too.
I'm getting back to work now.
Okay.
Thank you.
My second point.
Unspoken. We
Where's
appreciate
the son
your
of a bitch?
assistance.
Because I need to teach him a lesson.
Sparky.
He's in jail.
Oh, he's gonna need more than a jail.
Sparky, I'm sorry about what I said before. I was trying to get a rise out of that Kisserai, but we're going to go back to the court now and tell them to release him because we've got Godric back.
When I have attained my full power, I will curse the Gisserai.
No. What we should say to him is if he doesn't want that, he needs to give us a way to contact him so that whenever this payment comes due that Guineria must make, that he realizes he's also on the line for that as well, since this is his fault. And if he refuses, then yeah, curse him, not his people. I don't. Yeah. I mean, Sparky understands common, so I'll probably say it in common so everyone else can understand.
I'm gonna say if I have my way, his chest is gonna look like Kool-Aid in a few minutes.
What's Kool-Aid?
Somewhere out there, there's a drow that's very sad he didn't get a new hunting companion.
I was considering things that would absolutely have broken Godric's alignment, and I was like, these are terrible, and I feel like a bad person for thinking these things.
You know that anybody who can plane shift somebody is going to be quite the opponent and could probably just do it again.
I mean, that's true, but I figure it's got to be harder to plane shift someone if there's an axe in your skull.
It got his amulet too.
I don't think that killing him is the right answer. I think that making him know that we feel he owes us for this is important. He may not believe it. He doesn't seem to like us very much. I can't think why. But that's my expectation.
Well, I think it's up to Godric as the one fulfilling the contract to decide whether they continue the duel or...
Well, the problem is the city's already invalidated, Jules, so killing him would just be outright murder.
Okay. All right.
This
Unless they
is news to Godric.
reinvalidated it.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The judge invalidated the duel because it wasn't done in the way that this.
It was to the death, and I am still very much alive.
That's what we said, but they didn't seem to think of it that way.
Well,
Or
let's
that's what they said.
well, let's find this Viscountess and you know, say.
We just
well,
go tell the magistrate. We just go tell the
Yes.
magistrate.
Yeah,
'cause
just go straight to the
guys
court.
on
Heck,
Yeah.
that lady.
Jesus, you guys have posted so many fucking images in GFA chat.
The Discord is
Y'all gotta
crazy.
calm
Oh, God, I
down.
Crazy good.
I haven't paid
Jeez.
attention.
It's so good. It's so good.
Holy
You
shit.
go
That's the
back to
place
the
to be.
magistrate 10 minutes after you left.
Yeah.
The magistrate just sighs and says, "Yes, what is it?"
Well, we found another way to get our friend back, so I don't think it's necessary
This
to.
is your friend right here?
Yes.
Okay. He looks alive.
Yeah. So I
You should not have pushed so hard to invalidate the duel, I'm thinking.
I mean, the duel was still invalid unless you want this to go fight the duel in the orcish way.
Oh, no, you listen, that paperwork is done. Okay.
Yeah.
He just kicks back another glass. That ship sailed. All right.
Yeah.
I know
So we
that
just-
changing things and being flexible is apparently how, Cedric and Viviana and you do things. I'm a magistrate, all right? That's done. That's done. Are you laughing back there, young lady with the tail?
Not at all.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm going to
He should
release
be
your
free.
opponent now because you wanted him held until he got back, so...
that's
I
what we came
wanna-
to tell you.
I want to ask this guy if under Orcish law I can challenge this son of a gun to a duel.
Okay, it's Zivnavian law. Are you a noble?
What are we, lords of the Dragon Keep?
I don't know if
we're
that's how
lords.
I don't know how recognized it is. We own land. We're esquires, so to speak. But yeah.
Yeah, Dragonhold is not currently... Sorry, can you tell me what your monthly income is that you bring in for Dragonhold? Sir? How much money
I
do you
don't-
bring in on a monthly basis, would you
I
say?
don't think he's qualified to make that sort of judgment without speaking to our bursars.
I need to speak to an accountant first.
Okay, I thought I might get you on that one.
If it's anything, if it helps, I killed a dragon last month, or however long it was when we killed that green dragon.
The industry that you are responsible for in Dragonhold is killing dragons on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. This is a consistent business that you can provide paperwork for.
No, as a slayer, part of the slayers.
We've killed one dragon for every month since we've owned Dragonhold.
Wow, that's really impressive. There hasn't been a dragon in this part in like 350 years.
You're welcome.
Now you know why.
Well, your statement is extremely oddly phrased, but I'm not going to look too much deeper into that. I look forward to your paperwork. And no, you can't challenge this man to a duel. You have absolutely no standing, and he's not noble either. If you really want to get on it, have Cedric challenge Viviana to a duel again.
I'm gonna turn and start walking out the hall, yelling for Cedric.
Cedric!
Oh, this is gonna be good. I go after him.
This is going to be bad.
Can I take from the court like some sort of pro form, like I actually make paper, there's some sort of pro forma form to fill out. If they might have something, because I'm just going to go basically, and when we go back, I'm going to go back to the hotel, back to the inn. I'm going to fill out the form to basically say like, that we misestimated, like our income isn't declarable or such, or isn't try and obscure it, but then send it back with a nice bottle of wine from the inn.
Oh my god. Okay. Sure. Our income isn't declarable at this time. All right.
Yeah, we're under audit by the Imperial Sky Knights, so we can't share.
Yeah.
Well,
This
there
is
you
why
go.
he's our lawyer. She's our lawyer.
We're under audit by an imperial, despite the fact that you aren't an imperial city or country, you're under audit by the military special forces.
We're under NDA right now, okay?
I feel like the
disclose
bottle
that.
of wine is going to solve all of your problems. There's
He drinks
definitely
the-
no talking out of this.
He drinks the wine. He then forgets everything that happened because he got drunk and hungover, and then everything just runs over. It's fine.
All
I
right.
feel like Godric looks a little worse for wear, so I'm just gonna use that cleaning stone on him real quick. You know, just before he just runs out of here.
He looks like someone who's been sweating for about 2 hours.
Yep. Just give him a little refresher right before the match starts. Let's go.
Where are Kithrix and Guineria while the terrible two go bother a 13-year-old kid into starting a second duel to the death?
I think that this is
Winning
probably
is
the
winning,
one,
okay?
the one and only time that Kithrix actually goes for a drink at the end. He doesn't normally drink, but it's
Guineria?
Get her.
I follow. I try to catch up because I think it's probably
With the three
a
of
bad
them?
idea. Yeah,
With the two of them? Okay.
the two of them.
All right. The three of you arrive outside of Cedric's office. He says, "Come in."
I like bursting through the door.
All right. He's hastily switched the sides on his cape. He says, "Oh, you're alive."
What'd you call that lady the first time to make her challenge you to a duel? Do it again.
This is like, I have to be honest with you. 500 gold isn't a lot of money, but willingly putting myself in lethal harm does not. Why would I do this? Explain that to me.
That guy disgraced the duel, and it's a mark on my honor, and I intend to make his chest into a pulp.
So you're going to kill him?
Yes,
Okay.
as brutally as possible.
Can you find some way to do it outside of the kingdom borders?
I mean, if there's a duel, we can sue for the time and place.
I'm gonna be straight with you because you stood for me in my time of great need and you got me through this. I'm not going to challenge Vivienne to a second duel. I'll be honest with you, I doubt she would pick the same tactic a second time. She's gonna pay for somebody with even better skills.
Okay.
Let's be really clear here. She got her objective, which was embarrassing me.
Mm-hmm.
We did get you out of being censured.
That's why I'm going to pay you, because you did do the duel on my behalf.
But,
Actually, I was.
But
He holds up
us-
some paperwork, and it looks like he's trying to research the deep family lines so that he can figure out who to send your money to. He just assumed you were dead.
No, it takes much more than that to kill me.
Okay. Well,
Unfortunately for them. But how
Save
would you
on the
like to
postage
make an
charge.
example of her?
I would love to.
Then let's make it happen.
What are you thinking of?
I mean, failing to get this guy back. I mean, I'll put her under my axe.
Okay. Well, you definitely should not be threatening
Yeah.
imperial nobility.
Hold on.
She's kind
I
of
don't-
a high standing. So, do we have another plan that's maybe like a little less?
Well,
Human nobility
Permanent.
doesn't matter to me.
you know,
He's
about
just like,
revenge.
listen, I appreciate what you've done for me, but you're speaking out against the imperial nobility and the nobility of Zivnavier, and that's a big problem.
Obvious.
well, how do the nobles stick it to each other then?
Oh, there's a simple way to do this. Through song. You must create something that is so condescending but catchy that you spread the tale to the workers, to the populace, and they carry on this song. So if we can get some inappropriate information about the Vigilantists, we can craft
That doesn't
into
sound
the
fun
story.
at all.
I am 13 years old.
Okay.
Define inappropriate information for me.
What you would
Okay.
find
If you
funny at
if you will tell us what you said about her to prompt the duel, I will take back what I said about putting her under my axe, and we can make that song happen.
I said that she was a raging be Yacht.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That was it. That's all it took to make her mad.
I didn't say Yacht.
Oh,
Classic nobles.
So the raging bitch of Borishbon.
God.
Tell
Okay,
to tell.
Cool.
All right.
We'll embellish a
Run,
bit.
make a performance check. Make a performance check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration from last
Please
time.
do.
Of course. This is so worthy of inspiration. Writing a neg track, a diss track for your homie.
22.
22. All right. We are so far afield. I never thought the plane ship thing would work. I thought the specific way I worded it, you would definitely know he was up to something. We have gone in a wild direction. Now
So
we're up
things would
to
happen.
diss
Try to,
track. This song is addictive.
Sneaky grab
All
her or
right,
something.
this is top 100 Billboard level. This is a hot single that's definitely gonna go gold for sure. It's a
College
real.
lore. What can I
yeah.
say?
You're
It
definitely
doesn't
gonna
even
put
have to
this
be
through
that
college.
insulting. It's just gonna stick around.
The people will do the job of dishonoring her. And we don't have to do anything else.
Yeah,
See,
and one
Drake-
day we got our first noble friend and our first noble enemy.
Cedric gets up, walks over to a window facing out into the town, and he says, "You should leave my office right now. I appreciate everything you've done. It's a very catchy tune. I have nothing to do with any of this. Have fun insulting the Viscountess."
We will.
We'll be back for trade deal negotiations some other time.
Definitely less boring than I thought it was going to be.
As the three of you are heading downstairs, you see that the Githzerai has been let go, and they're just returning to him his knife, which he's restrapping to his chest. He turns to look at you, and you do that, Tunir, and he says, "I see that you are a monk of some considerable capacity."
As we're walking past him, I want to say, next time I do well, I hope it's not against a coward, and then I'll like refuse to salute him or anything. Just walk off.
As you continue walking, he says, "Well, it would be difficult for you to enter a duel and there not be a coward present."
Says the man who refused to actually fight the duel. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
You can't see any facial expressions. He just stands there silently.
Coward hiding his face. Coward whose whole people left this plane of existence.
Okay, well, before you get too upset about that, the Githzerai are not native. They never came from the Prematerial plane. Let's just start there.
I mean, what are you running from? Whatever. Cowardly person from cowardly people.
Okay.
Get bent. Loser.
Wow. Okay. You've full on Godric has become a racist.
No.
Really?
I'm
You
just trying
just
to get
said
under- I
he's
just
from
wanna
a
get under
cowardly.
this.
You
He's got
judged his
friends who are
entire
just-
people on his
he's angry.
actions, which from his point of view aren't cowardly.
Godric has friends who gets all right.
Just smart. Oh God.
Oh no.
Guys, we gotta walk away from this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On to our second break.
This is not,
a little
this is not
early.
my
It's a
intention.
little
to
early.
this.
let's go to the bar and see what Kithritz is drinking.
Well, Tanira has to finish her paid for job.
Oh,
So do
yeah,
you.
I gotta go back.
Both of you need to finish your job at the first.
Yeah, I definitely go back to the guild first.
us
All right.
to the guild.
Both of you receive your pay, 103,000 gold. They grant you. You're looking at me funny when I say you get 100 gold.
If they said 1,300.
No, 100 for you, 3,000 for.
Got it.
Roger.
Yep.
Yeah.
They stamp you out a new identifying piece made of bismuth bronze.
Yes.
You're now rank 2.
Yes. Let's go.
drinks are plenty here if you want to drink in the Mercenaries Guild, or you could head back to your, I believe James called it the hotel earlier, but that's a little anachronistic.
That's the inn.
So we're gonna be here a while. I want to take 1,000 gold and use it to just go ahead and buy and ship kegs of whatever ale and booze and spirits I can back to the Dragon Keep.
Okay, so you want to... Sorry, did you say you're paying 1,000 gold?
Yes.
Okay.
Just ship as much booze back to the keep as I can.
Do you care about the quality level? Are you just looking to get as much cheap stuff as possible, or are you looking to just get the best of the best? Where are you on that scale?
Like middle. I don't want the cheapest stuff, but I don't want top shelf.
Okay, so you are looking to
I
get
want it to be
barrels
good.
of ale.
Yes.
Okay. We're looking at...
And like, not just
gallon.
ale, but like wine too and stuff.
Like
I
good
want
stuff,
everyone to have.
But like
have what
they're
they-
also like a small business, you know, we're trying to help them out.
Okay, with the delivery fee, you can get about 800 gold pieces worth, which, according to my calculations,
Is a lot.
you can get how many gallons are in a barrel?
How many gallons are in a gold piece?
42. Yeah, that's definitely why you're paying 200 gold pieces for a round trip 20-day. You ship 100 barrels of ale and wine back home.
Definitely write
Great.
that down.
It's 4,000 gallons.
The doors are going to be super
You
happy.
basically, let's be really clear here. You basically destocked the local shelves.
Your
Oh,
Just to be
no.
clear, there's no like
They're gonna
mass
hate us.
transit of alcohol in this local area. You basically bought
Oh,
every
fuck.
free barrel of alcohol available.
Sobriety takes Orshban by storm.
There's a convoy of people just grabbing a barrel like out of their house and putting it in like a communal cart, and like a caravan master with like 4 carts filled with barrels preparing to head south to Dragonhold.
Good. Okay.
Well, you've definitely helped the local wood, iron, and barrel making industry, and also the local brewing, import, and export industries quite a bit today. Yeah, okay, so after destabilizing the local economy by pumping 1,000 gold pieces into it, this is the thing about players, right? They're like, yeah, what's a room cost? 10 gold pieces? Can we just buy all the alcohol in town?
We'll take it all. Speaking on that, how much is like an apartment to buy, or like a condo or a house to buy?
Condo?
You know,
I don't think
the
you can buy a
the
condo.
casual town condo.
You want to buy a townhouse here, perhaps?
Yes.
How fancy are you looking? Like 1 room or...
Maybe 2, yeah. Just so
room.
that when we go back and forth, we're not like going to the inn every time. You know, I just want to get a scope of the real estate, you know?
If you're looking to buy a nice like 2-bedroom, 4 rooms, like kitchen, antechamber room, some sort of like playroom or something, is like 750 gold pieces. That would house your party.
Okay.
Why'd you buy land to build something?
There
that.
is no land available inside of Orshban, unfortunately, because it's a pre-built fortress town.
Okay. Buy something run down, polish it, build something new.
You could do that for sure, sure.
We could do like a fantasy house flippers show.
Oh God,
I just want more things to decorate. Let's be honest. I'm already thinking about the Dragon Keep. Like, you know, I'm gonna set up my woodworking business. We're gonna start making furniture for the place.
All right. So let me run down. 5,000 gold here will allow you to buy a full woodworking guild. You will be able to buy the local woodworking guild and take it over.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. if you're looking to buy an aristocratic household, something worthy of the lords of Dragonhold, whose accounts are quite deep, I'm told, but are currently in flux. 8,000
Under
gold
audit.
pieces.
Okay.
If you want to buy a fixer-upper, 500 gold. It'll come with no furniture, and it'll be like a single bedroom, one additional room.
Can we get a house call with it?
You get a what?
A house call. You know, like
A house car? No, of course not. For a one room and one. Well,
That's
what's it
that's
called in
what-
Japan? A 1DK?
The first house in Skyrim is like a single room, and you get a house call.
But
for
you're
it.
given that as a result of your deeds as a noble present. You don't get a house Carl for that. Listen,
What do we-
if you
we
want to
still
get a
wanna-
house Carl from the kingdom of Zivnavia, you're going to need to be a lot nicer to the nobility you meet.
We still need to dump. Was it two grand into the outer walls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do with the other 2 grand we have.
You want to buy
Oh,
the
wait.
materials here and have them shipped to Dragonhold?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do that.
Perfect.
Just going to mark that
So-
down. That
Now let me go ahead and drop the other 2 grand I added.
Okay, so outer keep walls plus Dragonhold, the Ranger Tower
So we should
So I
have.
think that, I
are
think
all complete.
Yeah.
when everybody finally turns up back at the inn where Kithtrix has been like nursing the one small bottle of drink like the whole time. It's like half drunk.
It's
but
all the
she's got-
movies left in town.
But she's got that like clearly has been crying look, you know, like the sort of puffy faced look, you know, and sparking
no.
the bar with her. Yeah.
Sparky looks deeply concerned.
Did I do this? Did I make Kethrix cry?
No, not at all. Kithrix, look, we found Godric.
I know, I was there.
Oh, yes, I've already started drinking.
Mithrix, there's this hot new song that is flooding around.
Oh, yes, you should definitely sing it.
Yes, I should perform it tonight. Yes, you'll get a kick out of it.
Which they were able to convince me to choose slander over murder.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
that's good.
I think is much funnier.
Words are sharp. As sharp as any axe.
Very pointy, too.
And did you see the Gazeri again?
Saw him once.
You let him go?
Yep.
We gave him a talking to, though.
All right, good. So now we can deal with your mother, Gwyneria?
That is a long, long way from here. I don't know where she is, and in order to figure that out, I'd have to go home. And that's months of travel to get there. And father is and Octi are on it for the moment. So while it is definitely important, and yes, they were attacked by dragons, and that is something that we need to concern ourselves with. I think that we need to have a stable base of operations to begin with. Once we have that, then perhaps we can investigate these dragons attacking my home and do something about it. I believe there was a caravan escort job.
Yes.
Yes.
All of you already signed up for it.
Yes.
Do we know who's? I still feel really bad about being so happy about sending you the letter. But should we return one to them, to the sender, to tell them we got the message? I don't know how this works.
I think so.
What do you
I
write
think
back to your hidden valley?
To the Hidden Valley. So I'm going to write down and I will share with everyone. As
Guys,
Is
have
the
a
ranch
ranch.
dressing okay?
Damn it! So you have a ranch out there?
You know, I tried to
Okay.
have this like cool elven
Cool ranch.
communal society outside a few of the humans that has been turned into a joke against my will.
But would it be D&D if that didn't happen?
Yeah.
My character got with elves too, Arthur. So if you want a second elf civilization to like try again on, you can just use my druidic circle.
Oh, don't worry about your druidic circle. They're coming.
Yeah.
Their economy is based on dressing.
I write the letter to send back, and it will say, "To my dearest people, I'm certain that Father will leave no stone unturned and no skull unbroken in his pursuit of my mother to return her home. As for dragons attacking and destroying our valley, this is a problem I am aware of. My companions and I will continue to marshal our forces and consolidate our power so that we may take on this growing threat. We have a dragon of our own to guide us against these new foes. And in due time, we will all gather together. For now, stay strong, stay vigilant, stay hidden, and I will return when it is possible. I am far from home, and I miss it, and I miss all of you. But to deal with this, they will need much more in the way of resources, and I shall gather them and bring them to you when the time is right. Sincerely, Guineria Lasul, blessed of the King and Star, blah, 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 et cetera,
5 gold pieces to send this letter.
Not a problem.
I just had a thought. Isn't it weird that we're killing dragons and just one of our party's villages got burned down?
Yeah, I mean, if this is a kidnapping, I mean, kidnappers take something because they want something they have, or they want something that someone else has that they'll
Right, but why use a
bargain.
dragon to kidnap someone? Seems a little, I don't know, over the top.
No, it's a classic tactic.
What do you mean,
Kidnapping
buddy?
people makes you hesitant to come after without the threat of killing the hostage.
You think that's what this could be? It's not about getting something in exchange for it. It's not like a ransom.
No, I mean, maybe she's tasty, but
I
Don't
think
look at
she
me
was
like that,
taken.
Godric.
She can be used as a a pawn to get to us.
yeah, I think this could be targeted against Guineria, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. See, the dragon gets it.
Yes, well, if it's targeted against me and we go rushing into it and we are ill-prepared, do you know what happens?
Well, I'm not saying that we should go in blindly. I'm just saying there could be a connection.
Oh,
I
I
don't
am
think-
absolutely certain there is.
We are not capable of fighting a horde of dragons unless they are very small.
Wyverns.
The wyverns aren't dragons. Let's just calm down and understand dragon culture here real quick. Wyverns are like dogs to us.
But they're smaller than dragons.
Less intelligent, an entirely different species. They only have 2 legs.
I mean, yes,
their
there's many more
souls are
things than
different.
mine.
They are incapable of natural
Listen.
magic. I mean, the number, just trust me on this, okay? I'm a dragon. I know how dragons work. I was there when dragons were created, okay?
Just got dragons, and I'm gonna go to the bar and get another drink.
Don't quote the deep magic to Sparky.
Guineria, I expect that your father is a very powerful person. I have heard you tell that he is a ranger who travels with a knife-wielding octopus.
Yes.
I
Foxy.
expect that your father is more powerful than any here except for me. So I suspect that anyone who would have a good chance to track but not save your mother, it would be him. When the time is right, I am certain that our hidden foe, Unash, will reveal himself and his intentions.
For now, I
Yeah,
am
there's a
pledged
whole
to-
bunch of backstory stuff that none of you have asked me about or paid attention to. No one's talked to Tanira about all that murder she did. I saw that stuff, man. That's real. That's real. all this dragon stuff I've got, no one's asked me anything about that, despite it just being there the whole time. I'm just saying there's a lack of communication here, okay? I'm just a little upset because, you know, my partner here is upset, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of plane shifting. I'm not involved with any of it.
We do get ourselves into trouble. We do.
Godric literally went to hell today.
We got him back.
Was it the plane of fire?
The plane of fire is essentially hell for his people.
And
Yes, but
hold on. Go back. I remember one person that Tanira might have dropped out the bottom of an airship. What else am I missing?
You don't. There was when you were in the Fey Forest.
Mhm.
You
saw
saw
my backstory.
Tanira burning an entire village inside of its town hall.
Yeah. We saw a vision thrown upon us by a green hag.
Yes, but all
Yeah.
the other visions you saw. You see, that's the thing about this. Kethrix didn't experience
I
any of the
didn't get a
visions,
vision,
but the
that's
rest
right,
of the party
Yeah.
saw their past.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just, as far as I'm concerned, the visions were just like ways to try and torment the person.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. The only
technically
person
true.
Kitrix has seen Tanira kill, other than the bandit in the very first episode that she cut the throat of was left to die.
It's called
sorry, was-
self-defense.
Yeah, was the person that she dropped out the bottom of the airship.
Yeah, but Sparky is a magical being and knows what's up.
Sparky, do you wish us to discuss all of these things about the past?
You are not
Or-
comfortable. I know that you know what Tanira has done, but you have
Yes.
not talked to Tanira about it, and Tanira has not talked to anyone about it. We don't have to go dredging up each other's past, but we could
No.
ask questions every once in a while.
True, but it cannot change that past.
Everyone experiences in
Hold
their
on,
own.
make an insight check when you say that.
What? Oh no.
You just got it later.
You say you can't change that past, and you catch it, no one else does. Sparky does not agree with you that the past is unchangeable.
Oh. Well, I shall rephrase it. The past should be left where it is. Why
Why?
change it? And why not just look to the future? The past can inform us, but we stride forward, not backward.
Sparky does the cat thing where they pull themselves up to the two forward paws, butt seated down, turns to look at you, and blinks very slowly.
I blink and
Isn't there implication though that there is a cyclical nature to time here, that things are happening because it happened before? Isn't it something we've experienced? I'm asking AP now as a character, as a player as well.
It has been implied that things go through repetitions of ages, yes.
Yeah.
if you're implying that Tanira lives many lives doing the same thing,
No,
as we saw in that vision,
just
well,
one
then-
life here.
Just one life here, then it doesn't matter what's come before in this life here.
Then let
What
me
matters
ask,
is where we go.
how do you feel about Tanira making deals with devils?
Hey guys, you want some peanuts?
They definitely, absolutely do not have peanuts here.
You want the local mix?
it's
Yeah, whatever
It's
the
not- it's-
local bar, salty bar food is, sure.
it's an almond.
I had to
town, yeah.
make a deal with a fire god today.
It's pickles, by the way. The local bar food is just pickles.
Perfect.
Fried,
You
we're
guys
going
want a
full
pickle?
Texas. It's fried pickles. Deep fried pickles. That's real, by the way. They're terrible. They're
would-
only
would
good for about
tell,
10 seconds before they cool down.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I would
You're
tell,
from the South, aren't you? You know deep fried pickles.
Yes, they usually stay good for longer than 10 seconds.
10
Oh,
seconds.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
10
gonna run
seconds
between
only.
people and then like drop a fried pickle in front of Godric and then one for me. You have
Just
to
to be
try
clear,
it.
a fried pickle is not an entire pickle that's been fried. It's sliced pickles an entire pickle that has been sliced, and then each individual piece is deep fried. Just to be clear here, for those that
I do
haven't
like them.
experienced,
I was
the magic
definitely
of deep-fried
imagining the
pickles.
entire pickle that was deep fried.
Oh,
That would be
no.
incredible.
I don't get the impression that now is a good time to ask Tanira about life-defining moments. And I've been drinking too. I say, pointing to my half shot glass.
I would say to Sparky that we don't know the events that led up to Nira making a deal with the devil, and
What?
we don't know what her trauma is. And
Why are we talking about my trauma? I'm trying to eat pickles. We're talking about my trauma?
We can
Let me
have
ask
a
about one of the-
discussion for days. Oh,
Let me go back to one other name you said though, there, Sparky. You mentioned Unash again. Unash
Wait.
is in
We're just
play,
gonna
we
skip
heard.
it.
We've been skipping it.
Bearded is just like,
Fine.
my trauma, I'm not going to talk about it. Everyone's like, okay. And he's like, no, wait. But
Hold on.
Unash.
Okay, do you want to go back? No.
No,
What are we
please keep
talking
talking about me. I get up and I leave.
I don't understand. Has Tanira become British for some reason?
I don't know, dude. She's going through a phase right now. Apparently, when she drinks, she's
Is
British.
she Cockney or something?
Yeah. As,
that's definitely not Cockney.
as she gets wealthier, she becomes more effete.
Oh, that's so incredible.
Along with my cape, I can also change my accent.
I would actually try to stop Tanira from walking away and just be like, come sit down. There's a lot going on we need to discuss.
I take one of his pickles and I eat it.
As that happens, we're going to go on break because I think we're
Okay.
past time and people are getting hit with ads. So
No.
we will be back in the third,
Hopefully with
the
more
finale
pickles.
of this episode,
All
which
right.
has not gone in any direction I recognized. I made a mistake. And it is one that I am now realizing I didn't start the recording for this OBS session for. So all of the audience missed that incredibly nuanced description of good and evil.
Oh no.
That's okay. I got it by now, so good enough.
There'll never be a description that good again, though.
It wasn't that good. It's
if
not
you miss
that
that,
good. Don't
then,
lie about it. Don't oversell it, okay? Munash is attempting to contest control of magic on behalf of another, but in doing so, enriching themselves with magic. There are many names for what they are doing: a dread brood, a horde, a wing. They are unleashing their spawn and their spawn out into this world in an attempt to claim locations of power and siphon the magic away from this plane.
So
As
I
we
wanna ask
are,
you
we
about
are not
something-
capable of fighting Unash. Let me be clear here. But I hope one day, Kithrix, that you and I will one day be capable of facing them directly.
You mentioned before that dragons don't prescribe to the notions of good and evil in the same way that mortal races do, but it sounds like what you described beyond that was the concepts of effectively altruism and selfishness. Are they still things that dragons understand and ascribe to them?
Yes.
I mean, I understand that it's more nuanced. Like somebody could deliberately harm
No,
another.
Gold Dragons pretty much invented altruism. There's no nuance to it. They invented it. Yeah.
But what if you were to, I mean, it's a long debate, but things like, hoarding magic to save somebody, for example, it's a selfish act done with an altruistic goal. And I
Indeed.
understand that's what you're saying.
As I
So-
mentioned, it is somewhat difficult to parse, and it is left to every dragon to make that determination for themselves. There is no afterlife for dragons. They do not go to heaven or hell. We predate these concepts. Our creator was far too powerful for the gods to affect. The gods came later. We change forms when we have passed. We can be absorbed by different entities, mostly draconic ones, to allow them to grow in knowledge, magic, and power. You have seen this yourself.
and I understand that you have lived lives before this, but right now, this I sort of put him in the chest under this. This is my Sparky, my friend, and so we're all going to make sure that whatever you're here to do, we help you do that because we're all in this together.
Yeah, exactly. That was the deal we made, you and I. When you accidentally touched my egg and bled all over it. You signed away, pretty much permanent allegiance of your soul. That's just how magic works. Yeah. I'm just glad you're so amicable about this. Some people get really upset when you tell them that you're bound to them eternally.
Well,
Nothing we haven't done before.
I'm a bit of an in the moment person. So what's our next step then, guys? I mean, we obviously have a few more days here. Are we just going to keep taking jobs just to make some extra money for the keep until we leave?
I believe we have a convoy escort that we've already agreed to.
Yeah, Sparky says, I believe that you have already signed up for the convoy escort job. I received my 1,000 gold.
Okay. Well, that gives us something to do then.
My understanding is they would be here in the next few days.
I was going to say, were we paid in advance for that, or is it payment upon completion?
Oh, I asked them for payment up front. They gave it to me.
Oh.
Did you eat it already?
Sparky just stares at you.
The dragon ate the gold.
All right, well...
It's a viable form of nutrition for our people, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm not...
Tanira, there's only so much gold in the world, all right? When the Supreme Creator created all the planes of existence,
Dragon,
they only made so much gold.
Stating a fact, okay? Don't get all uppity with me.
The reason that it's such a valuable resource for dragons and gods is that it has a set amount in the way that no other resource does.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to any of that.
You can turn lead into silver, but you can't turn it into gold. That's
Ideal
everybody
in
knows
wood.
that. It's just a basic fact.
And wood accessories.
All right, Sparky just
All right.
totally done and eats one of Tanira's fried pickles. This is, frankly, too cold to still be good. They need to be kept warm.
Why don't you heat it up? I thought you were a dragon. Spit some fire or something.
All right. Sparky spits lightning bolts into your pickles.
I said
Well,
fire.
I was going to use a bonus action to change Sparky's aspect to red.
Well, great. Smack the pickles.
I feel like
wrap one of the,
halfway through electrocuting them, they get crisped up.
I'm gonna wrap one of the pickles in gold leaf and give it to Sparky.
All right. Sparky immediately.
I'm going to bed.
Gold leaf is a little lacking in substance. It's just so thin. I appreciate the thought.
Well,
Have fun talking about my trauma, and I'll just walk off.
Is that something this
You hear about
generation
Tanira's
does?
trauma? Wow.
Wow.
Such a
I didn't realize that talking about people's trauma behind their back was cool now.
I mean, I'm not trying to talk
We're
about
not.
trauma.
We're just mocking.
I think
I'm trying to
that-
process emotions because I went to literal hell
If
today.
anybody's cool, it's Godric.
I think she was being ironic.
I think
you went to
Godric is rather
dwarven
tame
hell.
after having literally gone to hell.
Dwarven hell. Dwarven hell.
All right, I think it's time for us all to go to bed.
A good night's sleep will do you well, Kithrix.
All right.
Where
Everybody
do we
just
want to
be
go
here.
from here? We could play out every single day of the next day, or we can cut to when the...
Yeah, I feel like we could
I
just
think-
say
yeah.
what we're gonna do in the next day, not play it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I think until the time comes for the convoy, Godric is just trying to help out in the kitchen as much as he can, and then in that time explains to I forget the innkeeper's name. I have it written down somewhere, but it just explains to her that like working in the kitchen is kind of like therapeutic for him.
Okay. At this point, she's just going to let you help her
Okay.
for free.
I'm teaching people the lyrics to this great new song.
Navish, that's it.
Oh, this song. I forgot you had to perform.
You want to perform a song insulting a member of the Imperial
No,
nobility?
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. I'm not performing it in public, but I go around and, just kind of plant seeds.
Okay.
I'll put on the disguise.
She sings it in empty alleyways,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
To the poorest of people, I want to spread this little jaunty tune and let them carry it to other ears, not me.
There's a long history of people in the performing arts speaking out against the nobility being brutally murdered, just to be clear. But we'll explore that later.
None of
You
them were there
begin
to
to
paint a
spread
star.
the seeds of doubt in the efficacy of the rule of the Viscountess Viviana.
Definitely walk through some gardens, plotting.
You already have a really high perform. It was like a 22, so I'm not going to make you re-roll that. I'm just going to let that stand. Any other tasks before the arrival of the convoy?
I have a question. When you said it was 5,000 to own is that to create a guild or to take over an existing guild?
So again, there's literally only a limited number of buildings in this city, right? Because it's built out of rock. You take over the local woodworking guild.
Okay. How much would it be to create one, say, near the Dragon Hold?
Also, amazingly, 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay, good to know.
But it would be by different rules, because rather than using the Dungeon Master Guide's guild ownership rules, we would be using the Stronghold and Followers establishment rules. You'd be creating a bardic establishment.
Gotcha. Cool. Good to know. I just want to spend the day going over plans of, future furniture that I want to build when I start getting this, my economy going and getting my
AutoCAD.
monthly. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do.
What kind of style are you looking at?
I don't know. I was thinking of a mix between Elvish and whatever tiefling race,
Might surprise you to hear that the tieflings do not have a unified style of woodworking.
Okay, a little bit.
I'm sorry. They are randomly generated by human demon devil combinations. They don't have a unified nation or cultural identity.
I'll figure it out. We're just sketching at the moment. We'll figure it out. I'm going through a couple different.
Do
you want to do something with a fiendish heritage? Chairs that look like they're on fire, or
something like that.
Something that looks like if you sat in it, you would feel the torment of everyone who has ever sat in it. Or...
Yeah, but the good kind of torment, not the bad kind of torment. The fun torment.
Are you making sex chairs?
Nope.
Okay. Then I really don't know where you're going with that.
Okay.
They're called swings, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. No, just something with some fiendish heritage and the elegance of how elves usually craft.
Okay.
I think Tanir should be making shaker style furniture.
Style.
I don't know what that is, but let's all look it up at the same time.
Yeah, right.
It's furniture that's made to fit together without nails or glue or anything.
Oh yeah,
it's all tension.
I know what that is.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And then it cuts down on material costs because everything is wood.
Right.
But also, let's be really clear here: it is not as strong as something made with nails.
No. And also, I feel like the fiendish heritage would use some kind of metal and inks in the construction.
Or souls, or organic
or
flesh
that,
material.
Yeah,
So I'm
probably
imagining
not the flesh.
a screaming chair that's chained together.
The chair is literally screaming, and the chains restrain the chair from becoming a mimic and reaching out to eat you.
I'm gonna be really popular on D&D Etsy, okay?
Only among goths, apparently.
They're out there. Okay.
D&D goths? Yeah, they're out there. We know. We know.
Hey, I was 20 years old once.
I just got to market myself.
D&D goth, so, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for my day.
If there's no objections, we're going to cut to tomorrow and the arrival of the convoy.
Yay!
So they arrive in midday. It's something like 50 elephant-pulled wagons, carts, or extremely long vehicles of some kind. Just straight up double-decker truck bed that you'd need a semi to pull, are instead pulled by 2 elephants at a very slow pace. This caravan looks pretty roughed up. A lot of people look like they've been injured. There are arrows sticking out of some of the carts. There's a unusual series of like claw marks, sword scratches, and other accompaniments. And there's also just a wagon that's straight up full of people who look like they like they're turning green or purple or black all around their wounds, like they've been very seriously wounded. They pull into the caravanserai at the southern gate and basically take up everything. They immediately begin selling all of their wares. Dyes are going at incredible rates. Something like you've never heard dye prices this low before, if any of you were interested in dyes before. But from what you can tell, the stuff that they are purchasing from here is also going for very low rates as well. So like they're buying northern foods, northern meaning imperial foods, and steel, castle forged steel here for very cheap. It seems like there's a under the table agreement that reselling somewhere else is where all the money's going to be made.
Is it dyes for like clothing and stuff, or can I use it for crafting like furniture stuff?
Yeah, if you want to dye your clothing
Like
gold, purple, or black.
Ooh.
Sorry, not black, because black's easy to get, but gold or purple. And I think there's something else like a blue. Rare dyes come from the south. There also seems to be a quick and steady exchange of information, to which your guide asks for a quick break. Cork just wants to go over there and see what he can hustle out of somebody for as little money as possible.
Of course.
Okay, he dismisses himself then. This caravan is a bit under defended. Just looking at the numbers here, there are probably somewhere around 150 to 200 members of the caravan and maybe 10 walking guards. From what you can see, it's early. It's way early for people from the Mercenaries Guild to be forming up, but it looks like there's only about 3 other people who have signed up for this caravan job. One of them is wearing a very... Sorry?
Is the risk here that they'd have their money stolen or their goods stolen?
You're not really sure. They definitely look like they are selling things for money and also getting imperial goods as well.
Are they only taking hard coins, or are they taking script?
Yes, they are only taking hard coins.
Okay.
There's also a outcry. It looks like the caravan merchants are looking to buy something and it's no longer available in the town, and they are openly weeping.
Well, that could be.
It all left yesterday. Oh.
Oh man, shame.
Shame.
One of the other guards that has signed up is wearing a particularly noticeable white robe with leather straps and a knife on the front of their armor.
Oh.
I want to get a couple pots of purple, just FYI.
A couple pots of purple?
Purple, yeah.
Okay. It's like 25 gold pieces a pound.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a small clay pot.
Could you use it for hair?
I don't see why not.
I'll take two.
Some dyes are quite toxic if you put them in your hair or on your skin, for example. But
you know what? Let's just assume the dyes sold here are not, just so that Tenira doesn't go bald and get cancer. You get 2 pots.
I'm rolling a new character at that point.
50 gold pieces.
I'll buy a pot of blue.
Okay, same price. The outside of the pots are all stamped with you. Does anyone here speak Goblin?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say no one here can read it, but 2 of you can.
All right.
It's stamped with very sharp goblin runes in the hobgoblin script. So in the same way that the Cyrillic alphabet can be used in multiple languages, this is a variation of goblin that's seen as somewhat more mature, refined, but also stark and militant. Basically explaining like the origin of where this pot came from, like telling you which farmer was involved in growing the plants that were needed, and the name of the goblin who stomped on the flowers in order to help get the dyes pressed. It looks like it's some real free market, organic, open shit stamped on the outside of the pot.
Oh, look, this blue dye was pressed by Go Bar Bluefoot. There you go.
Wonder how they got that name.
Are they part of the Blue Man Group?
Assume you mean the Blue Gob group.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the Blue Gob group. Yeah, they travel
Alright,
with the iron golems. They're golems that are programmed only to rock.
Shall we try and find whoever's in charge here and present ourselves as the new guards? Or some of the new guards?
Okay. You make your way down. You find a Nolish woman. So she's like a furred hyena humanoid. She's riding like a dire porcupine and is just using the porcupine's incredible like leaping power to like leap on top of a cargo and like yell at people to go do something in Goblin. When she sees you approaching, her porcupine leaps down with the dexterity of a panther and then begins circling you while it looks at Sparky, and the porcupine's mouth is just like slavering. And you think this porcupine might be carnivorous rather than vegetarian.
Is there such thing as a formal goblin greeting?
Yeah, plenty of them.
Okay, well, just bow and do a traditional goblin greeting. I'm Kithrick's Dustbrave. These are my friends Gwyneria. I've got my surname now. Leafwind, Godric Deepbottom, and Tanira. Just Tanira, like Rihanna. And Sparky. Yes. We've taken the contract to guard the caravan.
Okay. She offers a traditional goblinoid salute. I am Caravan Master Skosh. I lead this caravan council, the 6th Circle of the Dancing Elephant. You have taken your contract. You are old gold, yes? 1,000 pieces?
I believe so, yes.
One of us has received in advance.
Very well. I will see to it the other 4 of you. She's trying to figure out who took the advance that sees the dragon. Feels like she knows. Yeah. Brendor, come over here with their gold. And there's like a human man who's a little portly. His pants are like half falling down because he has enormous sacks of gold. People are chasing after him with more sacks. He appears to be some sort of treasurer. He hands each of you a sack and says, for your formal appointment to this caravan, for your formal appointment to this caravan, for your formal appointment to this caravan, for your formal appointment to this caravan. He's like taking gold, putting it back on his belt, and he just goes, man, what's it take to get a barrel of ale around here? Oh, boy. He just like wanders off, holding onto his hip, and just goes, oh, man, once you get over 40, you really got to watch it with these caravan jobs. Oh, Skosh is just like, so, you have traded your life in order to protect my caravan.
Where would you like us?
You know what? I think it's been proven that I'm not very good at figuring out what's going on. I would rather you choose where you'd like to place yourself. Front, middle, back, it doesn't matter to me. The White Rider tribe, when they come, they will be everywhere all at once.
I want to be on top of the cart.
Can you tell us anything about the tribe that might attack?
The one in the middle.
You want to be on top of the middle cart. Okay. All right.
Do people
Yes, if there are
ride on the
other-
elephants at all, or if they just stay in the carts?
Sorry, you want to ride on the elephants?
Well, I'm just asking if someone does.
Skosh is just like, do you have any experience riding elephants?
No, but I'm quite nimble.
Make an animal handling check real quick.
Well, in that case,
Remind me, AP, later point to tell you about my personal experience guarding a convoy.
total of 20.
It's a funny.
I
It's
know
a funny
you were
story.
a bodyguard. That's why I'm not telling you where to guard from, because you'll show up and you'll be like, no, that's a bad plan. Here's the real plan. Yeah, James, I've anticipated your experience as part of this mission. All
But
right.
I have a funny story. So.
Okay, great. I can't imagine a funny story of using your body to defend a caravan being hilarious, but I can't wait to find out. Guinevere, you could tell that Skosh originally was about to scoff at you. You approach an elephant, and it bows down before you, picks a flower from between the cobblestones of Orishban, and hands it to you using its trunk.
I gently lay my hand on the trunk.
It bows its head, and two other elephants drop to a knee nearby. And Skosh is just like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but yeah, okay, you can ride on an elephant.
It's a good vantage point.
The elephants just don't normally get along with random people, but I guess you've got away with things.
So, who is this tribe you expect a problem from?
The White Rider tribes. They're Nose. If you don't, that's like me, but they ride white lizards and consider themselves the keepers of the borders of the Hobgoblin nations. The South has a lot of problems, and one of them is a sort of rising tide of keeping outsiders away. They don't like goods from the North.
So, is there interest in stealing the goods then, or just harassing the caravan?
Both. They poisoned many members of the caravan. Almost everyone has survived, but if you look in that final card, I doubt any of them, without some form of deep magical healing, will be of any use to me before we get home. This caravan may be a financial success, but I'll be ruined when we get home, for sure. I'm just trying to make sure everyone gets home alive.
So, sorry, there are sick and injured in the back part.
Yeah.
Is that right?
There's like 30 poisoned people in the final cart.
Okay.
Well,
I
I'm
can't
not
cure
good with
poison, but
poison.
I can hand out like some good breeze, make sure that they are kept comfortable.
If you feel that's part of your duties, I accept your offer.
Can I say that I brought my riding sheep with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to be hard to ride with the caravan without your riding sheep. Did you want to leave your riding sheep at home?
No.
Yeah, so they're going to leave tomorrow. It's a 25-day trip south. They're going to take 30 days to do it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we all are going to need to figure out what you're doing with the unspoken. Someone is getting a piece of equipment resized, I think.
Me. Yeah.
Yep. That will be done while you're gone. Someone also wanted to order something with the unspoken as well.
I guess you could now, since you pay for
I guess
it.
I could. Yeah, if he has time to take the order, then.
So sorry, are we on board for a return trip, or we're just going there and we're going to make our own way back again?
This is the return trip.
So they're not coming back.
Yeah, they're not coming back. So we'll be making our own way back here from wherever they're going. Okay.
Listen, Scotch is just like, listen, what you do once we get there is your own business. For me, this is the return trip.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think you're going to get 1,000 gold piece hireling in the south for another caravan up here, but yeah, if you protect us from White Riders tribe well enough, there could be another caravan in the immediate future when we get there for a more economical price.
It'll probably take less than 30 days for us to make our way back too, because we won't have to guard a caravan.
Yeah. If you want to do it fast, you could do it in 12.
We need Scrolls of Town Portal.
That spell doesn't exist in this world. That's Diablo.
They tell me that Deckard Cain doesn't exist in this world either.
Ah, that's quite a treasure you've got there in that Rodra cube.
All right.
Stay
I
a
think we're,
while. Listen.
While they're unloading goods after she's paid us, I'm gonna run off to the Unspoken and just negotiate with him about that shield. That shield I wanted.
I think you have pre-negotiated it to some extent, right? Wasn't it something like 1,000 gold pieces? He was just waiting for your go-ahead on it?
Yeah, I can't remember if we had negotiated 1,000 or 700 because I think I only had 700 at the time.
Okay, 700 sounds fine.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll give him the 700 for it and just tell him like, we'll be back in like a month and a half.
Okay.
Yes, I'll have to explain, the other things. We have
And just,
a job, so we'll be back for them. We paid for them. We'll collect them at a future date.
You already know the Unspoken is someone who feels very deeply about debts. And if he doesn't, his master definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
Your items will be here when you return. He just says it. Your items will be here when you return. If you return.
When we return, but yes.
If you say so.
You are most trustworthy, and I appreciate this.
He laughs, and you hear the shifting of say. There's no probably about it. His master showed up. His master is definitely an Afridi. 100%. We saw his master earlier in the show. 100%. Offered a wish spell and everything.
Since we're going to be a bit longer, because he resized me some breastplate. Can I pay extra for him to magic it as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I might actually have him make it into.
They'll offer 250 gold pieces to make it a +1.
Well, I'm actually looking at getting it made into Dragon Guard, which is a +1 breastplate, which also gives you advantage on saves against breath weapon attacks from draconic creatures.
What level of?
It's rare. Armor +1, I think. Is armor +1 just normally is normally uncommon? Is that right?
Yeah. God, Spoon is still upset about fake gear. All right, Spoon, you could cast Disbelieve and just assume his master isn't afraid.
Armor +1 is rare. They're both rare.
Okay. Sure.
It's identical too. Okay.
He'll do it for 500 then. For cheap.
Okay, done.
He does request dragon blood in order to complete this one.
That's up to Sparky. If Sparky doesn't want to do it, then I'll have regular.
Sparky will bleed into a vial for you.
Okay. Well, so I will ask you that: is the dragon blood to be consumed in the creation of the item? This is not just like dragon blood.
What
He
a
wants
great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says yes, it is necessary to connect it. Dragon blood is needed for this particular item, and he looks at the blood, which is boiling in a raging fire, and he goes, "Yes, this will work in my forge quite nicely."
Is he telling the truth?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I just did.
Oh, got an 18? Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need Sparky's blood to do it. He just needs a dragon's blood. Okay. I think what you get from him is that having a red dragon's blood or any dragon related to fire or forging will give him more of a benefit for something else as well.
Sparky's currently in red dragon form, but I don't know if that makes a difference to this. Yeah, okay.
It does make a difference for this. He's going to get a little bit more out of this blood than what you were bargaining for.
All right. But I don't perceive any immediate harm to Sparky.
He's not using this to like bind Sparky's soul to him.
Okay.
Sparky doesn't seem weirded out by this. You get the feeling this may not be the first time he's been asked for his blood for an arcane ritual.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him like an extra 100 gold and just tell him like if we're not back in 2 months, forward this item to the Dragon Keep.
Yeah, he pushes your gold back to you. He says, "No deliveries, local pickup only."
Oh shit! All right.
Not responsible for items lost in transit. It would damage my brand.
Not my brand.
You need Unspoken Plus for delivery.
Oh my god. Unspoken Plus doesn't exist. Forget about that. Don't listen to him.
Unspoken Prime.
Getting so much worse. I feel like that's where we're gonna end on that particular note then.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some bottles of booze.
The
before we
five
head
of
out.
you pulling yourself into the convoy. You want to give us your convoy guard? Or do we
Sure.
not have enough time?
No, we've got enough time. It's not a long story.
Okay.
So one of the jobs I looked after years ago was for Australian Customs, where whenever they seize items that have been imported illegally, they store them in warehouses while they're still contested in court action. And then once the court matters resolved, the items get destroyed. But you're talking about things like assault weapons, hard drugs, explosives, all things that are extremely dangerous if they get into the wrong hands. And so what they do is they store them in these big unmarked customs warehouses, and then when they go to destroy them, they'll pick a place where they're going to get either like an incinerator or a crushing facility, and they'll hire a truck to drive the stuff from the place to there, and they'll hire security people to guard the truck while it drives to destroy the items. But they won't tell either the truck driver or the security guards where they're going. They'll just, you'll get in the car, the truck will follow the car, and they'll say, okay, start driving west, whichever route you want to take. Okay, start driving towards, the northwest of the city, and the further you go, the more they detail given where you're going, so that you can no one knows the route up in advance to do it. Because they've had problems in the past where criminal motorcycle gangs have hit these transports. And the last year I was looking after, I was just managing the guards doing it. But they said for the last shipment, this is the big one. This is the one that is really, really dangerous. 5 out of the last 20 years that it had been done, this shipment had been hit. So we want your best people to go and do it. So I and another guy went and did it ourselves to see what it was. And we were expecting, is this like a 16-wheeler rig full of assault weapons or what? And it was a 16-wheeler rig full of cigarettes. And I thought it actually makes sense. Imagine if you lose that, and it just goes into pubs, it goes into bars, being sold for $5 a packet. You can move it easily. The police won't care too much about trying to track down the big cigarette heist. You lose a rig full of machine guns or a rig full of cocaine, the police will be all over that. But that was the big risk that they were worried about, the bikie gang stealing a big truck of cigarettes. So we didn't get
Makes me want to run a heist game about stealing a truck full of cigarettes. It's the perfect plan, Jenkins. We can retire on this money.
It's going to be Fast and the Furious, but with cigarettes. Instead of VCRs.
We don't have to pay state or federal taxes on it. My God. Well, this is a crazy episode. We got to a place that I wanted to be at. It took us a bit. I can't believe that handshake thing worked. I thought for sure my incredibly specific wording would come through, given how often... Just look at Spoon reacting right now when I'm like, it's an Afridi. He's like, or is it a Afridi? Just because you said it's an Afridi and described Afridi-like actions. Well, we still got back. And listen, there were hints always that the Unspoken had an Afridi for a master. They were there. Go back to the last few episodes.
That's a good idea. You should rewatch all of Arthur's episodes again, even if you watched it once.
At youtube.com/APGamingREAL.
I'll simp for you, Arthur, because you won't simp for yourself.
We'll do it for you, Arthur. We'll take one for
I did simp for myself, and you told me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, I told them about my trauma, and they also told me to shut the fuck up. So
I just try to be confusing. That's all.
Anyone got projects or anything to announce before we do some closing thoughts here?
I uploaded a video on Friday
Yeah, I saw it.
to my YouTube. Maya the cat is in it.
yeah,
That wasn't
Yeah,
really
so-
why I watched it, but okay.
No,
I would watch
it's
it.
a very.
I know what cats
it's a-
look like. I have one.
Yeah. Oh, you have an Amore, which is awesome. So yeah. So yeah, Lauren Danger Shaw on YouTube. So if you want to go see a really cool sword move that I talk about, or a cat, either way,
They got both.
go both.
What if I want to see decidedly average sword moves? Where do I go?
There's
You
enough
still
of
go
that.
to her channel because it'll be way better.
I mean, my YouTube viewership, its number of views, has increased by 2,000% in the last 4 weeks since starting to emanate Arthur's Solaris Knight success. So,
Next up,
I blame
Lauren's going to
Martha.
do a video about Bonetti's defense and how it's very real.
Bonetti got killed,
Yeah,
so we don't use Bonetti's defense.
because his defense wasn't very
Defense
good
wasn't
then.
that
It wasn't very good. He died.
Any closing thoughts about this episode before we?
My cheeks are from laughing so hard.
Okay, great. One of these
We're
days we will
sorry
talk
we
about your
did-
dark past.
Yeah, one of
Sorry.
them. Not today.
It was a good episode.
was-
It was fun.
I was all psyched up to have Kittrick explain why she was crying, but we'll leave it for now because obviously
We
This
obviously
party
thought it was
doesn't ask
Godric was
people
gone.
about their dramatic backstory
Exactly.
shit, James.
Exactly.
We respect people's privacy and their traumas.
Listen, I walked in and said, "Hey, we found Godric." That's what I thought you were crying about. We found him.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Ta-da!
It turns out her one of her parents was a lawyer, and she just always wanted to be a lawyer. And now that she's argued her first case, she can claim to be an imperial attorney at law since the judge accepted her arguments.
That's season 3. Kithwix turns detective / lawyer /
Private-
daredevil.
Private detective / lawyer. Oh my god, the worst possible combination of careers. Why can't you just be a doctor lawyer like your mom? Because I'm a private detective, damn it, like my father.
I learned it from you, Dad.
If one of these PCs started the game as an edgy, shadowy loner in the corner booth of the tavern, they'd still be there because no one would want to intrude on their private thoughts.
No one would delve into anything.
What's
of their
amazing
backstory.
is that I put an edgy, shadowy loner in the last episode, and they immediately intruded on them.
Actually, we didn't the first time. The second time, we definitely did.
Yep.
So you're only interested in people's traumatic backstories if it's someone
Not
who
ours.
isn't the player.
Yeah.
I am not interested in taking the Hobbit Isengard, so I did not want to interact with that guy.
Oh, that's Isengard.
Look,
Jesus.
we are engines of chaos, and you just have to get used to it.
All right.
You
This has been
generically.
season 2, episode 5. We went off the rails, but now we're back on it. It's time for Mad Max, but with elephants and very, very slow. Think very carefully how you want to place yourself in a caravan 75 carts long, moving at 2.5 miles an hour.
Right.
You have
I need to what that is in feet per round compared to how far I can walk.
including Sparky, you have 18 guards to cover 75 carts.
I have 80 movement on a full dash.
How
Well,
fast is
we'll get there.
my pony? My sheep pony.
30 feet, right? And then it dashes for 60.
Probably. What are you normally, like 25?
Yeah.
Okay. So it gives
I
you
mean, I can
10
cheese it and go
dash.
like. I can cheese it and like
Teleport
move
using your
10,
bullshit
throw
and
my
then
ghost
action
30
surge.
feet forward.
I
and then
know,
swap.
I know.
So I
Uh-huh.
can-
AP is
I can
aware
cheese
of your
for 40.
shenanigans.
What's that? The stream ending stream. Oh my gosh, what a
Oh
weird
my
screen to have
goodness.
right now. Oh, goodbye.